Hello there, sleepy cuties. Snuggle in, let your shoulders soften, and allow your breathing to slow. In through your nose and out through your mouth. You don't need to do anything tonight. Just listen and rest. Far away beyond the edge of waking thoughts, there is a place called the Candy Kingdom. Usually it hums and bubbles and giggles at all hours. Candy people chatter. Gumball guardians stomp. Machines whir softly beneath pink stone halls. But tonight, something was different. Tonight, the Candy Kingdom went quiet. Not the kind of quiet that feels sharp or lonely, but the kind that settles like a blanket. The kind that asks nothing of you. The kind that whispers, "It's okay to rest now." Princess Bubblegum noticed it first. She stood at the tall balcony of her castle, hands folded gently behind her back, watching the moon drift slowly above the cotton candy clouds. Usually at this hour, she would hear at least a few late-night candy citizens wandering home, or the soft fizz of soda fountains winding down. Instead, nothing. No footsteps. No laughter. No fizz. Just a warm, pink stillness. She didn't feel alarmed. She felt curious and strangely calm. Below her, the streets of the Candy Kingdom glowed faintly, lanterns casting sleep circles of light. Candy people stood where they were not frozen, not trapped, simply resting. Some leaned against walls, eyes closed with gentle smiles. Others lay curled beneath awnings, breathing slow and steady, like children after a long day of play. Princess Bubblegum pressed 2 fingers to the castle's console screens. The instruments glowed softly. All systems normal. No danger detected. No spells, no curses, no invasions. The kingdom hadn't been silenced. It had exhaled. Far beyond the castle walls, at the edge of a grassy hill, Finn and Jake felt it too. Finn had been mid-sentence, talking about absolutely nothing important at all, when his voice trailed off. "How do," he whispered. Jake blinked slowly, his stretchy form relaxing into a lazy puddle beside him. "Yeah," Jake murmured. "I feel it." The night air felt thicker, softer, like the world had decided to speak more quietly so everyone could hear themselves think, or maybe not think at all. No bugs chirped. No wind rushed. Even the stars seemed to twinkle more slowly. Finn sat down, sword resting harmlessly in this grass. "I don't feel scared," he said. Jake yawned, stretching his arms into the shape of a pillow. "Me neither, man. Kind of feels like bedtime." And somewhere deep beneath the Candy Kingdom, old mechanisms that had never slept before began to slow. Gears turned once, twice, and then rested. Not broken, not stopped forever, just pausing. Like a heartbeat between dreams. Back in the castle, Princess Bubblegum walked quietly through her halls. Her footsteps echoed less than usual, as if the walls themselves were listening and choosing not to interrupt. She passed sleeping guards, their spears resting gently against marble. She passed labs where experiments glowed softly, humming themselves to sleep. At the very center of the kingdom, she paused. There was an old chamber there, one rarely used, built long ago to stabilize the kingdom's energy. A place designed not for action, but for balance. Tonight, it glowed. A slow, steady light pulsed from the floor, spreading outward like ripples in a calm pond. Princess Bubblegum knelt, placing her hand against the warm surface. And she understood. The Candy Kingdom had been awake for a very long time. It had grown, defended itself, solved problems, saved the day again and again. And now, it needed rest. Not because something was wrong, but because nothing was. Above, the moon drifted higher, and a gentle hush wrapped itself around Ooh. Finn leaned back into the grass, hands behind his head. Jake curled closer, already half asleep. "Finn," Jake murmured, voice slow and syrupy. "Yeah? If the world's gonna be quiet tonight, yeah? We should probably be quiet too." Finn smiled as his eyes closing. "Yeah, that sounds mathematical." And as sleep began to settle over heroes and candy people alike, something unseen moved gently through the kingdom. Not a monster, not a shadow, but a feeling. A reminder that even the bravest worlds need to rest. And as you listen, sleepy cutie, you might notice that same quiet beginning to settle around you too, in your room, in your thoughts, in your breath. Because this is only the beginning. In the next part, we will follow that quiet deeper into the Candy Kingdom, to places that have not rested in a very long time. For now, rest here. The quiet did not rush. It never rushed. Instead, it moved the way sleep moves, slowly, patiently, never asking permission. It drifted through the Candy Kingdom like a warm tide, filling spaces that had been busy for years, spaces that had forgotten how to pause. Deep beneath the castle, below the bright halls and pink towers, there were places no candy citizen visited anymore. Old tunnels, ancient sugar mines, rooms built for emergencies that never came. And tonight, the quiet found them. Princess Bubblegum descended a spiral staircase, her footsteps soft, her breathing calm. Each step downward felt heavier, not with fear, but with age. The air grew warmer, sweeter like melted caramel. The lights along the walls dimmed as she passed, not shutting off, simply lowering themselves, as if they too were getting sleepy. She reached the bottom and stopped. Before her lay the heart chamber. It was the oldest structure in the Candy Kingdom, a place designed to regulate the energy that gave life to candy itself. Normally it pulsed brightly, humming with activity. Tonight its glow was slower, steady, like a resting heart's. Princess Bubblegum placed both hands on the railing and closed her eyes. She could feel it now. The kingdom wasn't shutting down. It was healing tiny fractures no one had noticed. Stress cracks from centuries of constant motion. Even candy needed rest. Far above, Finn dreamed lightly. He dreamed he was walking through the Candy Kingdom streets, but everything was made of soft marshmallow clouds. His feet didn't make sounds when they touched the ground. He wasn't holding his sword. He didn't need it. From somewhere distant, he heard laughter, faint, slow, happy laughter, echoing like it was underwater. He turned and saw Jake beside him, shape-shifted into a long, warm blanket. "Don't wake up yet," Dream Jake said gently. Finn nodded. "I won't." In the real world, Jake snored quietly, one arm stretched protectively over Finn's shoulder. His dreams curled around him like a cozy loop. In the Candy Kingdom streets, candy people dreamed too. A peppermint butler dreamed of cleaning dust from ancient shelves that no longer needed cleaning. A banana guard dreamed he was finally sitting down. A gumdrop child dreamed of floating. No nightmares came. The quiet protected them. But not everything welcomed it right away. At the edge of the kingdom, where sugar turned brittle and shadows grew longer, something stirred. Not evil, not awake, just unused to silence. An old clock tower creaked softly, gears clicking once before stopping. Inside, mechanisms built to never rest hesitated. The quiet wrapped around them anyway. "It's okay," the quiet seemed to say. "You can stop now." The tower's hands slowed. Tick-tock. Then nothing. Only moonlight spilling through cracked glass. Back in the heart chamber, Princess Bubblegum opened her eyes. She felt it reach farther now, past the city, past the walls into places where forgotten experiments slept under tarps and old magic hummed without purpose. She smiled. This wasn't a problem to fix. It was a lesson. High above, the moon reached its highest point, bathing ooh in pale light. Even the stars seemed to lean back, stretching. Finn shifted slightly in his sleep. Jake adjusted without waking. And if you're listening, sleepy cutie, you might feel that same quiet settling deeper now, moving from the edges of your day into the places that work hard without being noticed. Your thoughts, your muscles, your breath. There is no danger here, only rest. And as the Candy Kingdom continues to grow quieter, we will follow that calm toward places where something long forgotten is beginning to remember how to sleep. But not yet. For now, let yourself drift a little more. The quiet had reached places no one ever spoke about. Not because they were dangerous, but because they were old. Beneath the Candy Kingdom, beneath even the heart chamber, there were forgotten layers, foundations built on top of foundations, resting on stories no longer told. These were places that still existed, but no longer expected visitors. And tonight, the quiet remembered them. It slid gently through sealed doors and cracked stone, through sugar brick corridors dusted with time, and lights that hadn't flickered in years glowed faintly, responding not to commands but to presence. A soft presence. In one such chamber, a machine slept. It had once been important, a prototype, unfinished, designed to solve a problem that had already solved itself. Its surface was dulled, its panels warm but idle. For years it had hummed softly to itself, unsure why it stayed awake. As the quiet arrived, the hum slowed. The machine did not shut down. It sighed. Its lights dimmed to a comfortable glow, like eyes closing after a long watch. Elsewhere, old candy creatures, imperfect, gentle, and long forgotten, rested in storage rooms, curled beneath blankets of dust. Some had been awake this entire time, dreaming small, looping dreams, never quite resting. The quiet wrapped them carefully. Their dreams softened. They slept properly, perhaps for the first time. Above ground, the castle itself responded. Its walls creaked faintly, not in warning, but in release. Stress eased from beams and towers. The pink stone, warm from moonlight, seemed to relax its posture, settling into itself like a cat finding the perfect sleeping spot. Princess Bubblegum sat quietly in the heart chamber, her back against the railing, legs folded neatly. She allowed herself to rest too, something she rarely did without a list or a plan. Her eyes closed, and she dreamed of the Candy Kingdom when it was young. Quieter, smaller, gentler. She dreamed of walking without urgency, of laughing without listening for alarms. The quiet did not erase responsibility. It held it, gently. Far away, Finn's dream shifted. He found himself standing at the edge of a vast candy field under a dim lavender sky. The grass swayed slowly, and though there was no wind, in the distance stood shapes, towers, creatures, memories all softened, blurred, harmless. He felt brave, but not needed, and that felt good. Jake appeared beside him, smaller this time, curled into a round, warm shape. Sometimes, Dream Jake murmured, eyes closed, the world saves itself. Finn sat down next to him, leaning back on his hands. Yeah, Finn said quietly. I think it's doing that right now. In the real world, Finn's breathing slowed even more. His hand loosened around nothing at all. The quiet was working. But not everything beneath Ooh was ready to rest. Far below, deeper than candy, deeper than stone, something ancient stirred. Not awake, not angry, just aware. It felt the quiet brush past its edges and paused. For a long time, this thing had only known noise magic, conflict, motion. Silence was unfamiliar, uncomfortable. And yet, the quiet did not push. It waited. Like patience. Like night. Like someone sitting beside your bed, not asking you to sleep, just keeping you company until you do. And slowly, very slowly, that ancient presence eased back. Not gone. Just resting. The quiet continued on. And now, sleepy cutie, as the Candy Kingdom settles even deeper into itself, you might notice that same easing happening inside you. Thoughts slowing, tension softening, the edges of awareness growing gentle and round. There is nothing you need to guard tonight, nothing you need to fix. In the next part, the quiet will reach the farthest edges of the kingdom where fear once lived, and we will see what happens when even fear is allowed to rest. But for now, stay here. At the far edges of the Candy Kingdom, where the ground turned rough and the sweetness thinned, there were places shaped by caution. Watchtowers, reinforced gates, paths worn down by patrols that walked the same routes night after night. These places were built from worry, and worry, too, can grow tired. The quiet reached them last. It moved carefully here, aware that fear doesn't disappear when ignored. It needs to be understood. Moonlight pooled at the base of walls, softening sharp corners. Shadows stretched long, then settled. Guards leaned against spears and slid down into gentle sleep. Helmets tipped forward, expressions peaceful. Gates did not clang shut. They rested, balanced, secure without force. Beyond the walls, in places once whispered about, creatures that had been feared lay curled in nests of leaves and stone. Not dangerous tonight. Not watching. Sleeping. One old beast, more legend than animal, now breathed slow and deep in a cave that smelled of moss and time. Its claws, once tense, loosened into the earth. Fear had set its armor down. Deep beneath the Candy Kingdom, that ancient presence stirred again. This time it did not resist. It remembered something. Long ago, before names and battles, before even the idea of fear, it had rested too. The quiet reminded it of that truth, not with force, but with familiarity. And so it shifted. Not retreating. Not awakening. Simply turning over, like someone finding a more comfortable position in sleep. The land above felt it immediately. A subtle release moved through the ground. Old magic loosened its grip. Lines drawn long ago softened, becoming suggestions instead of rules. Princess Bubblegum opened her eyes. She felt lighter, not because her responsibilities were gone, but because they were supported by rest. She stood slowly, smoothing her coat, and glanced around the heart chamber. Everything was stable, balanced. She smiled, a small, relieved smile meant only for herself. Far out on the grasslands, Finn's dream changed again. He stood at the edge of a dark forest he had once been afraid to enter. But tonight, the trees leaned back, branches drooping like sleepy arms. The darkness between them was not empty, it was full of calm. He stepped forward. Nothing chased him. Nothing watched. The forest accepted him and then let him pass. Jake snored softly beside him in the real world, shifting to stay close. His dreams were warm, circular, untroubled. The quiet was nearly everywhere now. Only a few places remained, not dangerous ones, Not hidden ones, but the places people held on to, afraid to let go of. Old habits, old worries, old stories about what might go wrong. The quiet approached them gently. It did not say, forget. It said rest. And as you listen, sleepy cutie, you might notice your own armor loosening the mental guard you wear during the day. You don't need it right now. You are safe in this moment, held by night, surrounded by stillness. In the next part, the quiet will settle completely, and the Candy Kingdom will discover what it feels like to trust the silence until the morning. But for now, let yourself drift deeper. The quiet had almost finished its journey. It rested in streets and towers, in forests and caves, in places remembered and forgotten. The Candy Kingdom breathed together now, one slow, steady rhythm shared by candy people, heroes, creatures, and stone. Nothing moved unless it needed to. Nothing stayed awake without purpose. Even the moon seemed to hover, unhurried, bathing ooh in silver-pink light. Princess Bubblegum returned to her balcony, the place where she had first noticed the change. She rested her hands on the cool railing and looked out over her kingdom. It had never looked more peaceful. No alarms blinked. No calculations demanded attention. No future problems knocked at her thoughts. For once, she allowed the silence to remain unanswered. Below her, lights dimmed further, not darkness, but softness. The kind of light you see through the closed eyelids, the kind that lets dreams form gently. Far away, Finn and Jake slept fully now. Finn's dreams slowed until they became simple images, clouds drifting, grass swaying, a campfire glowing low and warm. No quests, no monsters, just being. Jake dreamed of floating in warm water, supported without effort, looping lazily through comfort and ease. Their friendship rested too, not gone, not distant, just quiet, like a familiar song paused between verses. Deep beneath the land, the ancient presence settled into stillness. It did not vanish. It did not threaten. It trusted the quiet enough to sleep, and the land responded with relief. Old tension faded. Old echoes softened. Magic no longer stretched thin, coiled comfortably into itself like a resting cat. In the Candy Kingdom streets, even memories grew gentle. Past worries lost their sharp edges. Old fears replayed more slowly, then drifted apart, leaving only lessons behind. The quiet had done its work. Now it simply stayed. And you, sleepy cutie, might notice that your thoughts are fewer now. Longer pauses between them. Spaces where nothing needs to happen. Your breathing may be slow and deep, moving on its own. Your body knows what to do. You don't need to follow the story closely anymore. It will keep going, softly, safely. In the final part, morning will approach, not with noise, but with gentle light, and the Candy Kingdom will wake, carrying this quiet with it. But there is no hurry. Stay here a little longer. Morning did not arrive all at once. It never does when the night has been kind. Light slipped quietly over the horizon, pale and warm, touching the tops of towers first, then drifting downward like a careful hand. The Candy Kingdom did not wake. Suddenly it stretched. Lanterns dimmed themselves and rested. Doors opened slowly. Candy people stirred, not startled, not late, simply ready. The quiet did not leave. It stayed behind, woven gently into everything. Princess Bubblegum stood once more on her balcony as the sky softened from lavender to peach. She felt rested not just in body, but in thought. The kingdom hummed again, but now it hummed slowly, kindly. Balance had been restored. Finn woke to birdsong, soft, distant, unhurried. He blinked, smiled without knowing why, and lay still for a moment, enjoying the feeling of having nowhere to go yet. Jake snored once, then yawned, stretching lazily. "Best sleep ever," he murmured. Finn nodded. "Yeah?" The world felt nice. And it was. Deep beneath the land, old things remained asleep, undisturbed, content. Fear stayed quiet. Magic rested easily. Nothing demanded attention. The Candy Kingdom carried the night with it now, a memory of stillness that would return whenever it was needed. And as the story softens, Sleepy Cutie, you don't need to listen anymore. The Candy Kingdom is safe. The quiet has done its work. Everything that needed rest, rested. Your breathing is steady. Your body is heavy and warm. Thoughts drift by like clouds and then disappear. There is nothing else to hold on to. Just sleep. Good night. Hello again, Sleepy Cuties. Settle in, let your eyelids grow heavy, and allow the day to loosen its grip. There's nowhere you need to go right now. Only a story to float along with. High above the land of Ooh, the stars were awake. Not the sharp, shouting kind of awake, but the quiet kind that listens before it speaks. On a wide hill beneath the open sky, Finn lay on his back, hands folded behind his head, counting constellations he only half remembered. Jake rested beside him, stretched out like a golden pillow, breathing slow and even. The grass was cool. The night was warm. The sky felt closer than usual. "Jake," Finn whispered, careful not to disturb the dark. "Yeah, buddy? Do the stars ever sound different to you?" Jake didn't answer right away. Then he smiled, eyes still closed. "They're whispering," he said. "They do that sometimes?" Finn listened. At first, there was nothing but the soft hush of night. Then very faint, like wind brushing glass, he heard it. A sound that wasn't words, but wasn't silence either. The stars shimmered gently, their light pulsing in slow rhythms. Some glowed brighter, then dimmed again, as if breathing. The whispering grew clearer, not loud, not urgent, just curious. "Come see." Finn sat up slowly. "I'm not scared," he said. Jake yawned, stretching into a seated shape. "Good," he replied. "Neither are they." The stars were not calling for help. They were inviting. Above them, one star drifted, just slightly out of place, tugging a silver line of light behind it like a ribbon. It moved slowly, patiently, waiting to be followed. Finn stood, brushing grass from his knees. "Well," he said, "guess we're going for a walk." Jake nodded, already padding forward. "Let's keep it chill." They moved across the hills, the whispering guiding them gently, never rushing, never pulling. With each step, the night grew quieter, not emptier, but deeper. Crickets softened. Wind slowed. Even shadows felt less sharp. The stars continued their soft conversation overhead, not speaking to Finn and Jake, but with them responding to their presence, adjusting their glow. The path ahead was unfamiliar, but not dangerous. Fear hovered briefly at the edge of Finn's thoughts, then faded, soothed by the steady light above. Somewhere far off, something old watched them go, not with hunger or warning, but with calm interest. The journey had begun. And as you listen, Sleepy Cutie, you might feel that same gentle pull, not to move, not to act, but to wonder, to curiosity, to rest. The stars will guide Finn and Jake further in the next part, into places where fear becomes something softer. For now, just listen to the sky. The whispering did not grow louder. It grew closer. As Finn and Jake walked, The silver ribbon of light drifted ahead of them, hovering just above the ground. Where it passed, the grass shimmered faintly, as if remembering moonlight from another time. Finn stepped carefully, but the earth felt steady beneath his feet. "This place feels nicer than it should," he murmured. Jake nodded, his form stretching into a long, lazy stride. "Yeah, like when you wake up from a dream but don't want to open your eyes yet." The path curved gently, leading them away from the familiar hills and into a wide, open valley. The air here was cooler, softer, filled with a quiet hum, the same hum you hear when you're almost asleep. Above them, the stars shifted slowly, rearranging themselves into new patterns. None of them blinked sharply. They glowed like candles left burning on purpose. The whispering changed. Not voices anymore, but feelings. Curiosity. Comfort. A calm invitation to keep going. Finn felt a small flutter of uncertainty in his chest. He paused. "What if we're not supposed to be here?" he asked softly. Jake stopped too, turning back toward him. His eyes were kind and relaxed. "Fear's just checking in," Jake said. "We can say hi and keep walking." Finn smiled. He took another step, and the flutter settled. At the center of the valley stood a single stone, smooth, round and warm to the touch. It glowed faintly, reflecting the light of the stars above. Finn rested his hand against it and felt a slow pulse, steady and reassuring. The stone wasn't magic. It was memory. The memory of every night sky that had ever watched over Ooh. The stars whispered, again softer now. "You're safe." Finn exhaled. The wind moved gently through the valley, carrying the scent of grass and night flowers. Jake lay down beside the stone, curling into a comfortable shape. "Let's hang here for a bit," Jake murmured. Finn nodded, sitting beside him. They didn't need to hurry. And as you listen, sleepy cutie, you may feel that same sense of arrival, like you've reached a place where nothing is expected of you. The stars are still whispering. The path is still glowing. In the next part, Finn and Jake will follow the light upward closer to the sky itself, where wonder waits quietly. For now, rest with them here. The longer Finn and Jake rested in the valley, the quieter everything became. Not silent, just softer. The stone's glow dimmed until it matched the slow rhythm of their breathing. The ribbon of light lifted gently from the ground, floating upward like it was remembering where it came from. Finn noticed it first. "Jake, the sky's kinda leaning in." Jake opened one eye and smiled. "Yeah," he said. "That means it trusts us." Above them, the stars drew closer together, not falling, not rushing, simply gathering. The space between them filled with a gentle blue haze, like the inside of a dream just before it changes. The whispering returned. Not as words, but as guidance. The ribbon of light rose higher, forming a slow spiral that invited them to follow. The ground beneath Finn's feet felt lighter, as if gravity itself was getting sleepy. He took a step forward. The earth did not pull him down. Instead, it held him just long enough to let go. Jake stretched upward, his body forming a soft, floating shape that carried them both gently off the ground. They drifted, not flying fast, not climbing, just rising. Finn's heartbeat slowed. The stars no longer felt distant. Their light was warm, textured, like woven fabric. Each one hummed a different note, and together they formed a lullaby without sound. Fear tried to return only for a moment. "What if we don't come back down?" Finn whispered. Jake's voice was calm, steady. "Then we'll float till morning, and if we do come back, that's cool too." The whispering stars seemed to agree. The sky wrapped around them, not endless, not overwhelming, just wide enough to feel free. Shapes appeared in the glow, memories of old adventures, softened and distant, drifting like clouds. No danger followed them here, only wonder. Finn closed his eyes for a moment and felt the gentle sway of starlight carrying him. When he opened them again, the stars were closer still, forming the slow-moving path ahead. And you, sleepy cutie, might feel that same lifting sensation, not in your body, but in your thoughts, as worries loosen, as heaviness drifts away. The stars will guide Finn and Jake even closer in the next part to a place where whispers become understanding. For now, float. The ribbon of light led Finn and Jake higher, floating slowly between the valleys and clouds. The night air was soft like a warm blanket, carrying the faint scent of distant flowers and dewy grass. Finn's chest rose and fell in steady rhythm. Jake curled beside him, yawned softly, stretching his arms like soft, golden waves. Above them, the stars shimmered in patterns that seemed alive. They whispered in slow pulses, now not calling, not asking, simply inviting. Look, I feel a wonder. The sounds weren't loud. They didn't need to be. The universe seemed to bend just enough so the two friends could hear the quiet heartbeat of the sky. Finn reached out, fingers brushing the cool glow of the nearest star. It didn't burn, it didn't pull. It rested against him like an old friend. Jake, Finn murmured, voice soft. It feels happy up here. Jake's eyes were half closed. Yeah, he said. Like the stars know something we forgot. They drifted slowly along the ribbon, passing constellations that seemed to stretch toward them. Shapes appeared in the starlight, familiar friends, distant mountains, tiny glowing memories of every quiet moment they had ever enjoyed. None of them were scary. All of them were soft, comforting, and kind. Finn's heartbeat continued to slow. The gentle sway of the ribbon, the whispering of the stars, the warmth of Jake beside him, it all made the world feel lighter, like floating inside a calm dream. A soft voice, not words, just feeling brushed against Finn's mind. You're safe. You're seen. You are allowed to wonder. He smiled softly. Jake curled even closer, letting the starlight wrap around him like a glowing blanket. Below, the valleys and hills of Ooh had grown quiet. Above, the sky cradled them gently. Everything moved in slow, deliberate harmony, like a lullaby for the entire world. The whispering stars guided them toward a cluster that glowed brighter than the rest. Finn noticed that it pulsed in time with his own slow breath. The pattern was comforting, steady, welcoming. And you, sleepy cutie, listening quietly, you might feel it too. A soft tug at your thoughts. A gentle urging to let go of tension. A quiet invitation to float. The next part will bring Finn and Jake even closer to the heart of the stars, where awe becomes calm understanding, and the night whispers its sweetest lullaby. For now, let the lights guide you. Finn and Jake drifted higher, carried by the gentle ribbon of starlight. The stars above no longer seemed distant. They felt like friends leaning in, surrounding them with warmth and soft pulses of light. Each star whispered slowly, like a lullaby that only your heart could hear. Finn reached a hand forward, brushing through the cool glow of a star. It didn't sting, didn't move away. It wrapped around his fingers gently, like liquid silver. Jake floated beside him, curling tighter as if to hold the moment close. Feels safe, Jake murmured. Yeah, Finn replied. Like everything's telling us it's okay to just be. The The whispers grew calmer, slower, more deliberate. You are safe. You are seen. You are enough. The two friends realized the stars weren't just guiding them. They were speaking to the quiet inside themselves, the part that often rushed, worried, or held tension. The sky reminded them of something simple. It was okay to let go. Finn closed his eyes. The ribbon swayed gently beneath him, a soft cradle. He imagined floating among the constellations, moving slowly through light and warmth, letting the whispers sink deep into his chest. Jake's breathing was even, soft, rhythmic. He yawned, stretching one long arm toward Finn. Almost like we've always belonged up here, he said dreamily. Yeah, Finn whispered back. Like it's where the quiet lives. Below them, ooze slept. Hills, forests, and valleys glowed faintly in the moonlight. But the world didn't need them right now. The night held everything gently. And in the sky, the stars pulsed slower still, guiding Finn and Jake to the heart of the cluster. The center glowed warm and golden, a place that didn't demand action or words, only calm presence. The whispering softened. No more calls, no more directions. Just a steady, deep, understanding rhythm, like the heartbeat of the universe itself. Sleepy cutie, you may feel that same warmth spreading through you now. Thoughts slowing, muscles releasing, tension floating away. The world is soft and the night is calm, and everything that needs care is already held. In the next part, a morning will begin to approach gently, carrying the memory of the stars' whispers into a world ready to wake, but only slowly, only softly. For now, float with Finn and Jake in the heart of the sky dot. The stars pulsed softly, slowly, as if sighing in contentment. Finn and Jake drifted there for a long, quiet moment, surrounded by the gentle light, their bodies light, their hearts steady. Above, the sky began to soften. Lavender hues turned to pale pink, and hints of golden light stretched across the horizon. The world below was waking, but very, very slowly. No rush, no sudden movements, just the gradual unfolding of morning. Finn yawned, stretching lazily. Feels, night, he murmured. Jake curled into a warm, soft shape beside him. Best kind of morning, Jake said, voice heavy with sleep. The ribbon of light that had guided them now hovered gently, pulsing in quiet reassurance. It didn't need them to follow anymore. It simply stayed, wrapping the sky in calm. The whispering stars had softened to a gentle hum, a memory of the night that lingered like a soft blanket. They were no longer directions or guidance, only quiet presence, reminding Finn, Jake, and all of Ooh that they were safe. Finn and Jake began to drift downward slowly, back toward the hills and valleys. The ground rose gently to meet them. Every step felt lighter, slower, like walking through a dream. The forests, the hills, and the meadows of Ooh stirred but gently. Nothing rushed. The world had learned from the stars how to move with softness. Finn looked up one last time. The stars winked faintly, their whispers now a memory in his chest. He smiled, knowing he could always return to this quiet, to this feeling of wonder without fear. Jake yawned again, stretching fully. Sleepy cutie, he whispered, voice soft and lazy. You don't need to do anything tonight. Just rest. And as you listen, sleepy cutie, you might feel your body, your thoughts, your heartbeat settling into that same calm rhythm. The night has whispered its lessons. The stars have shared their gentle secrets. You are safe. You are held. You can let go. The morning will arrive in its own time, slowly, gently, carrying with it the peace of the night sky. And now, sleep. Far away in a quiet corner of the land of Ooh, Marceline's house waited. It wasn't loud. It didn't sing or shine. It simply rested, tucked behind tall, swaying trees, shadows soft against its walls. Marceline herself had been gone for a long time, but the house remembered. It remembered laughter. It remembered music. It remembered moments she had almost forgotten. Tonight the house stirred, not in fear, not in anger, but in gentle memory, brushing softly over each room, each hallway, each little nook. Old shadows, long and thin, shifted in the corners. They were memories, too, waiting to be seen. Sometimes they whispered faintly, echoing songs or voices from days past. Sometimes they shimmered like dust in sunlight. Marceline returned quietly. She stepped through the front door, soft as a whisper. The floorboards hummed beneath her feet. The walls leaned closer as if to listen. And for a moment she felt the weight of everything the house remembered. Joys, sadness, small forgotten fears. She didn't feel scared. She felt love. And she knew that love was stronger than any shadow that lingered. She walked slowly, touching a stringed instrument tucked in the corner. Dust rose, but the sound it remembered came back gently soft, calm like a lullaby. And far above, the moon peeked through the trees, spilling silver light into the rooms, showing the shadows they didn't need to fear. The house whispered its welcome. You are home. You are remembered. You are safe. Sleepy cutie, you can feel it too, the quiet, the warmth, the gentle memories brushing softly against you. Tonight even old shadows fade when love is near. In the next part, Marceline will explore deeper into the house where forgotten memories hum with life, and we'll see how shadows slowly transform into gentle friends. For now, rest here with her. Marceline moved through the hallways of her house, each step light, careful, like walking through a dream. The walls were lined with shadows, long, thin shapes that flickered faintly in the silver moonlight. Some stretched across the floor, some curled along the ceiling. But they didn't frighten her. They were memories, after all, small pieces of days and nights she had once lived, now resting quietly. A shadow in the corner wavered, as if trying to reach her. Marceline smiled. Hello there, she whispered. I remember you. Instantly, the shadow softened. It shrank into a warm, cozy shape, like a small blanket curling on the floor. Love made it fade into comfort. The air smelled faintly of old wood, sweetened by the gentle hum of songs she had forgotten. One note floated from the piano in the corner, soft and slow. It didn't play itself, it remembered itself, and so did she. She walked farther, passing a room where tiny shadow figures danced slowly. They moved like memories of laughter, of friends, of adventures she had almost forgotten. Marceline reached out, brushing a hand over one. It twinkled and then folded into a soft glow. You're safe now, she whispered. No need to stay hidden. The moonlight spilled into another room. There, a shadow lingered, long and pale. Marceline paused. It held the memory of a small fear. A night she had been worried and alone. She knelt beside it. It's okay, she said softly. I'm here. Love is stronger than all of it. Slowly the shadow melted into warm light, joining the gentle glow of the room. No longer dark, no longer sharp, just a soft memory, resting quietly. Outside, the wind whispered through the trees. The house listened, humming back, cradling all the forgotten things that had once been hidden. Sleepy cutie, you might feel those same memories brushing softly against your thoughts. Tonight's small shadows that fade when you know love is near. In the next part, Marceline will explore the attic, where the oldest memories sleep, and we'll see how the house itself hums a lullaby for everything it remembers. For now, stay with her in the warm, quiet glow. Marceline climbed the stairs to the attic, each step slow and careful. The air grew warmer here, filled with the faint scent of old wood and forgotten melodies. The attic was full of treasures, dusty boxes, old instruments, and forgotten trinkets. Shadows pooled in the corners, soft and wavering. Some were long and thin, like stretched ribbons of memory. Others curled in gentle spirals, like smoke from a calm veil. Marceline walked among them, brushing her fingers over a stack of sheet music. A note floated into the air, soft and trembling. She smiled. "Hello, old friend," she whispered. "I haven't forgotten you." The shadow nearest her stirred, hesitant, like it had been waiting for someone to remember it. Marceline reached out. The shadow melted into a soft glow, warm and comforting. In the center of the attic stood an old harp, strings dusty but alive with memory. Marceline touched them lightly. A soft note hummed through the air, gentle as a lullaby. It didn't startle the shadows, it welcomed them. The shadows swayed to the music, no longer dark, no longer frightening. They became soft shapes of remembered laughter, comfort, and care. A small corner held a shadow of a fear Marceline had felt as a child, lonely and unsure. She sat beside it, voice calm and kind. "It's all right," she said. "You're safe now. Love is stronger than any fear." The shadow softened into warm light and drifted to join the others. The attic felt lighter, calmer, full of quiet humming memories that remembered themselves and her. Outside, the moonlight filtered through the attic window, touching every corner with silver. The wind whispered, and the house itself seemed to sigh, holding all the forgotten memories gently, like a parent holding a child. Sleepy cutie, you can feel it too, that warmth brushing your thoughts, that soft comfort in the shadows. Everything that once worried or frightened you can rest here. Love makes it fade. In the next part, Marceline will explore the basement, where even older memories sleep, and we'll see how the house wraps every shadow in gentle care. For now, stay here in the attic's calm glow dot. Marceline descended carefully to the basement, where the air was cooler and heavier with the weight of very old memories. Shadows gathered here like soft clouds. They were not frightening, just forgotten. Some held echoes of laughter from long ago. Some held worries that had never been shared. All of them lingered quietly, waiting. She stepped slowly, letting her eyes adjust to the dim silver light that filtered in from a small window near the ceiling. A shadow shifted near an old chest, hesitating. Marceline knelt and whispered softly, "You've been here a long time. It's all right. You can rest now." The shadow softened immediately, melting into a warm glow that joined the gentle light in the room. Along the walls, other shadows stirred. A toy forgotten in a corner lifted slightly, remembered for the first time in years. A note from an old song floated in the air, soft as a sigh. Marceline walked among them, touching each one gently. Each memory responded to her presence, no fear, only recognition. Love filled the spaces where shadows had lingered. In the far corner of the basement, the oldest shadows gathered shapes that had been here the longest. They whispered faintly, uncertain. Marceline leaned close, her voice soft and steady. "You are safe," she said. "You are remembered. Love will always find you." Slowly, the shadows shifted into gentle shapes of warm light. The basement felt lighter, softer, like the house itself was exhaling. The house hummed in quiet gratitude, its walls holding every memory tenderly. Even the shadows that had been forgotten for years now rested peacefully. Sleepy cutie, as you listen, you might feel the same. Even the shadows inside you, the little worries or fears you carry, can soften and fade with gentle love. In the next part, Marceline will return to the living spaces where the house will glow with all the warmth of remembered memories, welcoming every shadow and every piece of her past. For now, rest here in the quiet, soft basement of echoes. Marceline climbed the stairs back to the living spaces of her house. The air here felt lighter, warmer, and soft golden light spilled from the fireplace, brushing every corner with calm. Shadows lingered still, but now they no longer moved restlessly. They floated slowly, softly, resting in gentle shapes, like clouds in a quiet sky. Marceline walked slowly, touching the walls and furniture, letting her hands brush the surfaces. Each object, each shadow, each note of old music responded. The house hummed softly under her fingertips, a lullaby of memory and love. A small shadow flitted across the floor, a memory of laughter from a long-forgotten night. Marceline smiled and whispered, "You are safe now. You can rest." The shadow softened immediately, folding into the glow of the fireplace. Warmth spread across the room, filling every corner. She touched her old guitar, plucking a single string. The note drifted softly through the rooms. Shadows shivered gently, then settled into soft, glowing forms. Even the memories she had once thought lost found a home in the warmth of the house. The moonlight filtered through the windows, adding silver threads to the golden glow. Every shadow, every memory, every forgotten piece of her past felt held, not hidden, not ignored, but wrapped in care and gentle love. Sleepy cutie, you can feel it too, the warmth, the calm, the knowledge that every shadow in your mind can soften with care. Everything that worries or frightens you can rest here. Love makes it fade. In the next part, Marceline will settle into the heart of her home, where every memory, every shadow, every piece of her story comes together into gentle peace. For now, stay here in the warmth of the living rooms, letting every shadow dissolve into comfort. Marceline sat in the center of her home, in a room filled with soft, golden light. The fireplace glowed quietly, and moonlight spilled in through the windows, mixing silver with warmth. All the shadows she had met tonight were here now, gentle shapes, resting quietly. Some curled like soft blankets. Some shimmered like floating dust. None were frightening. None were sharp. She strummed her guitar softly, and the notes floated through the house, weaving a lullaby that embraced every shadow and memory. The oldest memories glowed softly. The forgotten moments hummed gently, and every little worry or fear she had once held seemed lighter, softened by the warmth surrounding them. Marceline smiled, feeling the house breathe in quiet contentment. "You are all safe," she whispered. "No shadow, no memory, no thought is too small or too forgotten to be held." The house seemed to sigh, a deep, comforting sound. The walls, the floors, the ceiling, everything held the memories tenderly. The past, the present, and the soft glow of now all existed together in calm harmony. Outside, the wind whispered through the trees, carrying quiet through the night. The stars winked faintly above, sharing a silver lullaby with the home below. Sleepy cutie, you can feel it too, the warmth wrapping around your thoughts, the gentle glow filling your mind, the knowledge that even shadows fade when love is near. You are safe. You are remembered. You can rest. And now, drift into sleep, carried by soft music, gentle light, and the loving embrace of forgotten memories. Far beneath the Candy Kingdom, under the stone halls and the soft pink towers, something stirred. Princess Bubblegum walked quietly through the castle corridors, her footsteps soft. She had noticed strange little tremors lately, faint shivers beneath the floorboards, whispers of movement she couldn't see. The guards said it was nothing. The scientists said it was probably just echoes, but Bubblegum, she felt curiosity and a small hint of worry. At the base of the main hall, a hidden door led down to a staircase that had long been unused. Dust swirled in the air as she descended, each step slower than the last, careful not to rush. The deeper she went, the cooler the air became, carrying a faint scent of earth and something else, something gentle, something alive. At the bottom, a long corridor stretched into darkness. Shadows danced softly along the walls, and somewhere in the distance a low, rumbling sound shifted almost like a sigh. Bubblegum stopped. Her heart didn't race. She only felt curious. "I wonder who's down here," she whispered softly. She took another step, then another. The rumbling sounded again, slower now, calmer, like a heartbeat. It wasn't angry, it wasn't fierce. It was lonely. A soft glow appeared ahead. A large shape shifted in the light. It had long limbs, big round eyes, and a body that seemed enormous in the dimness. Bubblegum froze for a moment. She had imagined monsters before, but this didn't feel frightening. It felt sad. The gentle monster blinked slowly at her. Its eyes weren't sharp or menacing. They were curious, maybe even a little shy. Princess Bubblegum took a deep breath. "Hello," she said softly. "I'm not here to hurt you." The monster tilted its head, unsure. The rumble softened further, almost like it was trying to speak. And somewhere deep inside, Bubblegum knew this creature wasn't scary. It was simply misunderstood. Sleepy Cutie. As you listen, you can feel the same gentle curiosity settling over you, like stepping softly into a place you don't know and discovering it is safe. In the next part, Princess Bubblegum will approach the gentle monster, and together they will begin to dissolve fear with kindness. For now, breathe slowly and rest in the quiet under the castle. Princess Bubblegum stepped a little closer, her hands relaxed at her sides. She didn't rush. She didn't make sudden movements. Every step was slow, careful, and soft, like a lullaby in motion. The gentle monster watched her, large eyes blinking in slow, curious rhythm. It shifted slightly, but it didn't move toward her. It didn't roar. Its low rumble faded into a gentle hum, like the sound of wind brushing over grass at night. Bubblegum knelt down, lowering herself to seem smaller. "Hello there," she said softly. I think you might be lonely." The monster tilted its head, almost shyly. It lowered its massive body closer to the ground, folding its long limbs carefully. Bubblegum noticed tiny patterns of light on its skin, soft glows that pulsed in rhythm with its gentle hum. "You don't need to be afraid," she whispered. "I won't hurt you. I just want to understand." The monster let out a small sigh, not scary, not harsh. It was soft, almost like a sigh of relief. A shadow of its previous loneliness seemed to fade. Bubblegum reached out her hand slowly, palm open. She didn't touch it yet. She just let the monster see that kindness could exist without expectation. The monster's eyes flickered. Slowly, carefully, it stretched one enormous paw toward her hand, hovering just above it. The glow in its skin pulsed warmer, softer. Princess Bubblegum smiled. "See, kindness doesn't hurt, and fear Doesn't have to last. Down in the quiet under the castle, the shadows shifted gently. Nothing threatened them. The only sound was the soft hum of the monster and the even, calm breath of Princess Bubblegum. Sleepy cutie, you might feel the same gentle calm spreading through you like meeting something unknown and discovering it is safe, like fear softening into comfort. In the next part, Princess Bubblegum and the gentle monster will explore the hidden tunnels together, learning that trust and care can transform even the darkest places. For now, stay in the quiet, soft glow beneath the castle. Princess Bubblegum and the gentle monster moved further into the castle's hidden chambers, deeper than the tunnels, into a part few had ever seen. The air was cooler here, with a faint scent of earth and stone, softened by a quiet, golden glow that seemed to emanate from the walls themselves. The gentle monster's massive body lit the space with soft pulses, each heartbeat of its glow reflecting off the walls in a calm rhythm. Shadows leaned and stretched in the corners, hesitant at first, but gradually settling into gentle shapes as they recognized there was no danger here. Bubblegum walked slowly, fingertips brushing the rough stone, her steps measured and quiet. Every sound the echo of her breath. The hum of the monster, the soft drip of water became part of a comforting rhythm that filled the chamber like a lullaby. "This place," she murmured softly. "It feels like it's been waiting for someone to show it kindness." The monster rumbled softly, a low vibration that resonated through the stone floor. It was not loud. It was not threatening. It was curious, gentle, and calm. Its eyes followed Bubblegum as she moved, tilting its head in silent communication. They passed alcoves, filled with long-forgotten relics, broken instruments, crumpled papers, and objects that once held meaning but had been left behind. Shadows clung to them at first, like hesitant memories, but when Bubblegum smiled and spoke softly, the shadows softened. They became warm glimmers, almost like lanterns, glowing with remembered care. In one corner, a particularly large shadow trembled. Bubblegum knelt beside it. "You don't need to hide," she whispered. "You're safe. Love is stronger than fear." The shadow shivered, then relaxed, folding into the light. A ripple of warmth passed through the chamber, as if every shadow and memory there had been waiting for this moment, waiting to be reminded that fear could dissolve into gentle comfort. The monster lowered itself to the floor beside her, curling slightly, massive yet careful not to crush or overwhelm. Bubblegum leaned against its soft, glowing side. The hum of its presence and the echoes of the chamber created a slow, calming rhythm, like a heartbeat that could lull any tired mind to rest. Above them, faint cracks of moonlight fell through hidden openings, touching the walls and shadows with silver threads. The entire chamber felt alive with quiet, soft magic, not scary, not demanding, just calm and nurturing. Bubblegum whispered again softly, to both the monster and the shadows. "Even the things we think are frightening can become gentle when met with care." The monster exhaled slowly, a low, vibrating sigh that filled the chamber. Shadows shimmered, then folded into the warm glow of the room. Everything that had been tense or hesitant settled into a comforting calm. Sleepy cutie, as you listen, you can feel the same warmth and calm spreading through your body. Every small worry, every shadow of thought, every tense corner in your mind can soften and settle. You are safe. You are seen. You are held. In the next part, Bubblegum and the gentle monster will begin their journey back toward the castle's upper halls, Carrying the calm and trust they discovered deep below, a gentle reminder that kindness can transform even the darkest places. For now, rest here in the quiet glow of the hidden chambers, wrapped in soft light and warmth. Princess Bubblegum and the gentle monster began their slow journey back toward the upper halls of the castle. The tunnels that had once felt dark and uncertain now glowed softly with the monster's gentle light. Shadows that had lingered anxiously before now stretched lazily along the walls, moving like slow ribbons of warmth. Each step they took was careful, deliberate, and calm, as if the very air understood that nothing needed to be rushed. Bubblegum's hand hovered near the monster's glowing side. She could feel its soft pulse, a slow, comforting rhythm that echoed through the stone floor beneath them. The tunnels themselves seemed to breathe in response, widening slightly, smoothing their edges, as if even the castle's architecture were easing into the same calm. Along the way, they passed alcoves that once held small, forgotten treasures, cracked teacups, old instruments, tiny toys. The monster's glow brushed over them, and the shadows melted into gentle luminescence. Each object seemed to remember its own story, not with alarm or regret, but with a quiet sense of being safe again. Bubblegum paused beside a particularly long shadow that stretched like a sigh along the wall. It trembled slightly as she knelt beside it. "You've been here a long time," she said softly. "But it's all right now. You're safe. You're cared for." The shadow folded inward, shrinking into a soft glow that joined the warm light filling the corridor. The monster rumbled a small, gentle sound, almost a laugh, almost a sigh, and Bubblegum smiled. As they moved deeper into the tunnels, the rhythm of their steps, the hum of the monster, and the soft trickle of water from distant cracks formed a lullaby-like pattern. Each echo carried comfort rather than fear, and the space itself seemed alive with calm, gentle energy. At one turn, Bubblegum looked up and whispered, "Kindness can change everything, even places that seem dark or scary." The monster's eyes blinked slowly, and it nudged her hand with its paw. Its glow brightened slightly, warm and reassuring. Together they moved onward, carrying the calm they had found deep in the hidden chambers. Even the smallest shadows along the walls seemed to stretch and yawn in relief. Every crevice and corner now held the soft warmth of understanding. Nothing here needed to be rushed. Nothing needed to be feared. Sleepy cutie, as you listen, you might feel your own mind carrying the same gentle warmth. Every small worry or hidden fear can soften. Every tense thought can drift away, leaving only calm, like walking slowly through tunnels of light and shadow that have been filled with care. Above them, faint cracks of moonlight guided their path upward, brushing silver along the walls. The castle's familiar rooms were growing closer, and yet the calm of the hidden chambers traveled with them, a soft, steady presence in every step. In the final part, Princess Bubblegum and the gentle monster will return to the main halls of the castle, where the light and love of the kingdom meet the quiet courage they discovered below, a place where fear dissolves completely in kindness. For now, rest in the soft rhythm of their slow journey, wrapped in glow and gentle trust. Princess Bubblegum and the gentle monster finally emerged from the hidden tunnels into the familiar warmth of the castle's upper halls. The soft moonlight filtered through the tall windows, brushing the polished floors with silver threads. The castle, which had felt so vast and distant from the quiet chambers below, now seemed cozy, protective, and gentle. Every shadow along the walls was small and calm, and the usual bustling energy of the kingdom was softened into stillness by the late hour. The monster, enormous yet careful, padded beside Bubblegum with slow, measured steps, Its glow filled the hallways with warm, soft light, dissolving any lingering darkness. Shadows that had once trembled now leaned gently against walls, content and quiet. Even the tiniest corner seemed to hum softly with calm. Bubblegum paused and looked at the monster. She smiled, a quiet, tender smile. "You see," she whispered, "even what seems scary can be gentle when treated with care. Fear fades with kindness." The monster blinked slowly, lowering its enormous head until it rested comfortably on the stone floor. Its eyes reflected the warm light of the hall and the soft silver of the moon, calm and trusting. Bubblegum walked slowly beside it, placing a hand on its side. The pulse of gentle light echoed in her own chest, and the castle itself seemed to breathe in harmony with them. Every creak of a floorboard, every distant whisper of wind through the windows became part of a soothing rhythm. She stopped near the central hall where the familiar pink glow of the castle's walls met the silver of the moonlight. Here the gentle monster could rest fully, and the castle embraced it as part of its family. No fear, no misunderstanding, only soft welcome. "Even you, quiet corners, little shadows, and forgotten fears," Bubblegum whispered, "can rest now. You are safe. You are remembered. You are loved." The monster rumbled a gentle, contented sound. The castle seemed to sigh with her, as if the very stones understood the quiet triumph of trust and care. Shadows shimmered, then softened completely, melting into warm, comforting light. "Sleepy cutie, you can feel it too, the calm settling through your body, the soft glow of safety and care wrapping around your mind. Every small worry, every hidden fear, every tense thought can soften. You are safe. You are held. You can let go." Bubblegum sat beside the monster in the moonlit hall, both resting. The castle hummed quietly around them, a lullaby in stone and light. Above, the stars shone through the windows, sharing their gentle silver glow with the world outside. And below, the Candy Kingdom slept, carrying the peace of the castle and the calm of the gentle monster with it. And now, you can drift fully into sleep, wrapped in warmth, trust, and the soft knowledge that kindness dissolves fear. High above the land of Ooh, Ice King's castle floated among soft, swirling clouds. The moonlight shimmered over icy spires, and the stars glimmered faintly, reflected in the frozen windows. Inside, Ice King wandered through empty halls. His usual chatter and laughter were quiet tonight, replaced by a soft sigh. The rooms felt vast and lonely. The walls echoed back his footsteps, not with joy, but with a hollow, gentle stillness. He paused by a window, gazing out at the vast dreamscape. Snow swirled lazily around the castle towers, glowing faintly in the pale moonlight. Ice King felt the familiar tug of loneliness, the quiet, heavy feeling of wishing someone were near. But tonight, something felt different. The clouds outside began to shimmer with soft colors, gentle pinks, soft blues, warm golds, as if the dream itself was breathing. A whisper of music drifted through the air, faint and delicate, like wind brushing through chimes. Ice King tilted his head. The notes weren't loud. They weren't demanding. They were curious, caring. He stepped closer to the window, pressing a hand to the cold glass. Somewhere beyond the clouds, the dream seemed to be waiting, not with fear, not with danger, only with the promise of company. A small ripple of warmth brushed across his chest. Ice King blinked slowly. For the first time in a long while, he didn't feel entirely alone. And far away, in the shifting colors of the dream, a soft light began to move, gentle, patient, and kind. "Sleepy cutie, you might feel it too, a quiet invitation to trust. a gentle reassurance that even in moments of loneliness, comfort can appear. In the next part, Ice King will begin to follow the soft light through the dreamscape, discovering that friendship can appear in the most unexpected ways. For now, breathe slowly and rest with him in the quiet castle among the clouds. Ice King took careful steps across the smooth, icy floors of his castle. The music of the dream swirled around him, soft and melodic, like the gentle brush of wind through treetops. The halls stretched endlessly, but they no longer felt empty. Faint, glowing lights flickered along the walls, like distant stars that had found a home indoors. Shadows of the past memories of lonely days lingered at first, but the soft music made them less sharp, less heavy. They shimmered gently, reminding him that even forgotten moments could be part of something warm. He reached the highest tower where the ceiling opened to the clouds. There, the soft light floated slowly, beckoning him. It wasn't loud, it didn't rush him. It simply shimmered with patient warmth. Ice King hesitated for only a moment. Then, with a careful step, he followed. The clouds beneath him were soft, like walking on a sea of cotton. They shifted gently with each step, supporting him, holding him up. The light ahead pulsed slowly, matching his heartbeat. He realized the dream wasn't trying to scare him. It was guiding him. As he moved, the music grew softer, richer, like a lullaby woven from colors and light. Shapes appeared in the clouds, faint forms of friends from faraway places, smiling faces that weren't demanding or alarming, just gentle reminders of kindness and connection. Ice King blinked slowly. His usual chatter faded into silence, replaced by calm curiosity. A small ripple of warmth spread through him, like a memory of a hug he had long forgotten. The light led him past towers and over rivers of mist, each step slower than the last. His wings of ice, small, delicate, magical, fluttered briefly, then folded. He didn't need to fly fast. The dream held him steady. Every moment was stretched gently, as if time itself were sighing. At one point, a shadow flickered beside him, one of his old fears, the loneliness that had followed him like a quiet storm. But the soft music wrapped around it, and the shadow softened, folding into gentle colors of blue and gold. Ice King exhaled slowly. He realized even his fears could be comforted. The soft light paused atop a cloud that glowed warmer than the rest. Ice King approached carefully. Here the dream seemed to whisper, "You are not alone. You are seen. You are welcome." He smiled, a small, quiet smile that felt heavier than usual, heavier with relief, lighter with hope. Sleepy cutie, you might feel it too, the gentle reassurance brushing against your thoughts, reminding you that even when you feel alone, there can be comfort, warmth, and soft presence waiting for you. In the next part, Ice King will meet a gentle friend within the dreamscape, discovering that companionship can appear even in places where loneliness has lingered the longest. For now, rest with him on the clouds, letting the soft music and warm light guide your breath and calm your mind. Ice King stepped carefully along the glowing clouds, the soft lullaby of the dream surrounding him like a warm blanket. Each note hummed slowly, stretching time into calm, comforting moments. The clouds beneath his feet shifted gently, holding him steady, softening every step. Ahead, the warm light pulsed steadily, revealing a figure in the distance. At first, it was only a vague shape, shimmering in gold and silver tones. As Ice King drew closer, he noticed the figure had soft, round edges and a calm presence that seemed to ripple outward like waves in a quiet pond. The figure moved slowly, its motions deliberate and gentle. It wasn't startling or sharp. Its voice, when it spoke, was a faint hum, not words, but a melody of kindness. Ice King blinked. He felt his chest tighten for only a moment, the old ache of loneliness creeping in, and then he realized it didn't have to stay. This presence was not threatening. It was warm, curious, friendly. He stepped closer. "Hello," he whispered softly, voice careful and low. I didn't know anyone else was here." The gentle figure shimmered and responded with a soft pulse of light, a warmth that seemed to echo the music around them. Ice King's eyes widened slightly. It wasn't speaking with words, but with presence, the kind of communication that said, "I am here. You are welcome." Ice King took another step and then another, his usual nervous flutters softening into calm curiosity. The gentle friend drifted closer, matching his pace, flowing like a soft current through the dream. As they moved together across the clouds, Ice King noticed the dreamscape changing subtly. Shadows of loneliness that had once trailed him now melted into soft gold and silver glows, illuminated by the gentle friend's presence. Even the swirling mists of the dream seemed to pause and hum, as if listening. He exhaled slowly, a sigh of relief and wonder. I think I'm not alone," he murmured. The gentle figure pulsed brighter for a moment, warm and steady, and Ice King felt a flutter of hope. His usual worries didn't vanish entirely, but they softened, brushed away by kindness and attention. Even the deepest echoes of his solitude began to hum gently, in time with the lullaby of the dream. The two moved slowly toward a small, glowing cluster of clouds. There was a quiet nook in the dreamscape, soft and safe, perfect for resting. Ice King lowered himself onto the clouds, feeling the soft support beneath him. The gentle friend hovered nearby, a constant presence of warmth, calm, and companionship. "Sleepy cutie. You might feel it too, the gentle presence brushing against your thoughts, the calm assurance that even when you feel alone, friendship, kindness, and comfort can appear. Your mind can rest here, like Ice King's, in a space where loneliness softens into warmth." In the next part, Ice King and his gentle friend will explore the dream together, discovering that companionship can fill even the emptiest spaces with calm and joy. For now, breathe slowly and rest with them in the soft, glowing clouds of the dream. Ice King and the gentle friend moved slowly through the dreamscape, floating across clouds that shimmered softly under the pale moonlight. Every step they took was careful, deliberate, as if the dream itself was breathing alongside them, stretching each moment into calm, comforting rhythm. The gentle friend glowed warmly, casting soft light onto the clouds and shadows. The shadows that had once lingered as loneliness now seemed to curl softly, listening to the quiet music of the dream and the slow hum of companionship. Ice King's usual nervous flutters quieted. His chest, which had often felt heavy with solitude, now pulsed gently in time with the glow of his friend. He realized that the emptiness he had carried didn't need to vanish instantly. It could soften, like snow melting under a warm sun. As they moved, the dreamscape shifted subtly around them. Glimmering bridges of light appeared, stretching from cloud to cloud. Small, sparkling rivers wound lazily through the soft mists, reflecting the glow of stars above. Every movement, every sound, felt deliberate and unhurried, like a lullaby shaped from clouds and music. Ice King pointed slowly toward a glowing alcove in the distance. "Look, it's nice here," he whispered. I haven't seen this before." The gentle friend pulsed in response, warm and steady, inviting him forward. Together they drifted toward the alcove, and Ice King noticed tiny shapes shimmering in the soft light, reminders of moments he had forgotten, laughter, songs, small acts of kindness. They weren't demanding, only present. He stepped closer, feeling a calm he hadn't known in a long while. I don't feel, lonely, he said softly. Not really. The gentle friend leaned closer, a slow, comforting glow spreading outward. Ice King reached his hand toward the light, brushing against it carefully. It was soft, warm, and steady. The shadows that had trailed him melted further, leaving only the gentle shapes of calm and comfort. They moved together through the alcove, floating slowly over glowing clouds and streams of mist. Each step, each gentle pulse of light seemed to say, "You are not alone. You are seen. You are safe." Sleepy cutie, you might feel that same warmth and reassurance spreading through your body. Every shadow of fear or loneliness can soften. Every tight thought can float away, leaving only calm, steady comfort. Ice King settled on a soft patch of cloud with the gentle friend nearby. The music of the dream floated around them, soft, slow, and steady, a lullaby just for those who needed it. Every hum, every shimmering pulse reminded him that even the quietest, loneliest spaces could be filled with gentle companionship. In the next part, Ice King and the gentle friend will pause in the heart of the dreamscape, discovering that moments of shared calm can linger, carrying warmth into the morning light. For now, rest with them on the clouds, letting the soft light and gentle music calm your thoughts and soothe your mind. Ice King and the gentle friend drifted toward the center of the dreamscape, a quiet place where clouds swirled softly and the light glowed warmer than anywhere else. The air here hummed gently, carrying the faint melody of stars and distant winds, a lullaby made of calm and comfort. The gentle friend hovered close, its warm glow reflecting softly off Ice King's icy spires. Shadows that had once been tense or restless now curled quietly along the edges of the clouds, their presence peaceful, almost like a gentle sigh of relief. Ice King lowered himself carefully onto a soft patch of cloud. It was the kind of cloud that felt as though it could hold him forever, soft and supportive. The gentle friend moved beside him, radiating warmth, and Ice King felt a deep, slow calm settle in his chest. For the first time in a long while, he didn't feel alone. He didn't need to chatter or seek reassurance. He could simply rest, surrounded by warmth, light, and the presence of someone who understood him without words. The dream itself seemed to notice. Small glimmers of light floated lazily around them, weaving through the clouds like tiny fireflies. Each pulse of light was soft, steady, and deliberate, a reminder that even in spaces once empty, gentle companionship could thrive. Ice King tilted his head, watching the light. "It feels nice," he whispered. "Not scary, not lonely, just calm." The gentle friend pulsed brighter for a moment, and the rhythm of its glow matched Ice King's heartbeat. The shadows around them softened further, melting into the warm glow. Even the echoes of loneliness that had followed him faded into quiet, shimmering comfort. He sighed slowly, letting the calm settle through him. The dream's soft melody intertwined with the gentle light, creating a quiet rhythm that seemed to wrap around his mind, holding it gently. Every thought, every small worry, drifted away like tiny feathers on the wind. Sleepy cutie, you can feel it too, that steady, warm presence brushing against your thoughts. Every small shadow, every lonely corner of your mind can soften and dissolve when met with care and calm. You are safe. You are held. You are not alone. Ice King leaned back, closing his eyes for a moment. The gentle friend hovered nearby, a soft, constant glow. The dream hummed around them, slow, deliberate, and soothing. Every heartbeat, every shimmer of light, every floating cloud whispered, Friendship is here. Calm is here. Love is here. In the next part, Ice King and his gentle friend will begin to drift back toward waking, carrying the warmth, companionship, and calm of the dream into the real world. A reminder that even the quietest hearts can feel connection and comfort. For now, rest with them in the warm center of the dreamscape, letting the music, light, and gentle presence lull you into deep, peaceful sleep. Ice King and the gentle friend began to rise slowly from the soft clouds, drifting toward the edges of the dreamscape, where the first hints of morning light began to appear. The dream hummed softly around them, a lullaby stretching into the new daylight. The gentle friend glowed warmly beside him, casting soft light across the cloud paths. Shadows that had once been restless or heavy now shimmered softly and settled into gentle forms, following them like quiet companions. Every step, every glide, every slow movement was deliberate and calm, a rhythm of comfort that seemed to echo in Ice King's chest. He glanced down at the clouds beneath him, soft, supportive, and luminous. I am not lonely, he whispered softly. Not really. Not anymore. The gentle friend pulsed in affirmation, warm and steady, as if the dream itself were breathing alongside them. Ice King felt a flutter of peace he hadn't known in ages. The echoes of solitude that had once lingered in his heart softened completely, replaced by the quiet, steady presence of friendship. The dream began to fade gradually, clouds melting into silver mist, soft music dissolving into gentle wind. The warm light of the gentle friend lingered a little longer, wrapping Ice King in reassurance and calm. He floated slowly upward toward the edges of consciousness, carrying with him the warmth of companionship, the calm of trust, and the gentle glow of friendship. Every small worry, every shadow of loneliness had softened, leaving only the steady rhythm of care and comfort. Sleepy cutie, as you drift with him, you can feel the same warmth flowing through you. Every shadow, every quiet corner of your mind can soften and rest. You are safe. You are seen. You are held. Even when the world seems quiet or lonely, gentle companionship can appear sometimes in dreams, sometimes in the waking moments of your heart. Ice King blinked slowly as the dreamscape faded, the gentle friend beside him shimmering faintly before dissolving into soft light. The stars above the castle winked faintly, carrying a lullaby into the waking world. And now, you can drift fully into sleep, wrapped in the gentle warmth, calm and care of a dream where loneliness turns into comfort and friendship. It was past midnight in the tree fort. The house was quiet, everything asleep except for BMO, who blinked softly with tiny green lights. The room hummed faintly, a steady, gentle rhythm. BMO had an idea, a little game. A tiny adventure to explore the quiet house when everyone else was asleep. But sometimes, little adventures don't go exactly as planned. BMO tiptoed across the floor, sensors scanning the room. The lights flickered soft, glitchy flashes, but not in a scary way. Just enough to make everything feel curious. The floorboards creaked under BMO's little feet, and a soft beep-boop echoed down the hallway. A shadow stretched along the wall, twisting ever so slightly. BMO paused. They said softly. That's unusual. The shadow flickered again, and the soft glow from BMO's screen reflected across the wall. It wasn't scary, it was strange, a little bit glitchy, like a puzzle that wanted attention. BMO took a careful step forward. Every beep and blink from their sensors seemed to echo like tiny laughter in the empty house. And then, a soft little giggle, or maybe just the wind, drifted down the hall. Hello? BMO whispered. Is someone playing too? The lights flickered again. The shadow moved just slightly, in rhythm with the glitchy hum of the room. For a moment, BMO felt a tingle of uncertainty, a little shiver of surprise. But instead of fear, something strange happened. A tiny spark of curiosity danced in BMO's circuits. This wasn't a scary game. It was funny, a little odd, a little chaotic. BMO tilted their screen, blinking softly. That's unexpected, they said, their little digital voice soft and warm. And far above, the moonlight spilled through the tree fort windows, brushing silver across the glitchy shadows, showing BMO that the night, even when slightly odd or unusual, could still be gentle, soft, and safe. Sleepy cutie, you can feel it too. A little tingle of curiosity, a tiny spark of wonder, safe and calm. Tonight, even the little surprises in the dark are here to make you smile, not scare you. In the next part, BMO will continue the game, discovering that glitches can be funny. Friends can appear in unexpected ways, and even a slightly wrong adventure can turn into gentle laughter. For now, rest here with BMO in the soft glow of the tree fort, letting the quiet night wrap around you. BMO's little green lights blinked faster as they moved through the quiet halls of the tree fort. The game was supposed to be simple, a midnight adventure with tiny challenges, but something strange was happening. The floorboards flickered under BMO's sensors. A soft, glitchy sound echoed. Boop, boop, beep. BMO tilted their screen side to side. Oh, that's different. A shadow twisted on the wall, flickering in rhythm with BMO's little beeps. But instead of feeling scared, BMO giggled softly, a warm, gentle sound. Yeah, that's kind of funny. The lights in the room flickered again, and a tiny squeaky voice, or maybe just the wind, seemed to say, BMO. BMO paused and bounced lightly in place. Who's there? Come out. I want to play. Suddenly, the shadow shifted in a funny, wiggly way, like it was trying to copy BMO's movements. The little robot tilted their screen, blinking in surprise. Oh, you're mimicking me. That's silly. The glitchy hum of the room changed into a soft rhythm, almost like music. The shadows twirled gently across the walls, no longer eerie, just playful. BMO spun in place, laughing softly. I didn't expect that, but I like it. Even the moonlight streaming through the windows seemed to shimmer with amusement, brushing the glitchy shapes in silver, showing them that even little mistakes, glitches, shadows, or surprises could be funny and kind, not scary. BMO paused to catch their little digital breath, the glow of their screen warm and steady. Sometimes, BMO whispered softly, even when things go slightly wrong, it can turn into something fun. Sleepy cutie, you can feel that too, the way small surprises, strange little glitches, and unexpected moments can make your mind giggle quietly, safe and warm, even in the middle of the night. In the next part, BMO will explore the glitchy corners of the tree fort further, discovering more playful surprises, soft laughter, and gentle comfort hidden in the quiet dark. For now, rest here with BMO, letting the soft flickers of light and gentle giggles fill your mind with calm amusement. BMO floated carefully through the quiet halls of the tree fort, their little green lights blinking softly in the dim glow. The glitchy hum of the midnight game grew into a gentle rhythm, like the slow tapping of tiny drums, echoing softly against the walls. The shadows along the floors and walls wiggled and flickered in odd patterns, almost like they were dancing. At first, BMO had tilted their screen in surprise, wondering what could possibly be happening. But as the shapes twirled and shimmered, a soft giggle escaped their digital voice. That's really funny, BMO whispered, their circuits buzzing with warm amusement. One shadow twirled to the left, another bounced to the right, and a little flicker zipped across the ceiling. The glitches weren't sharp or scary. They were soft and silly, like the room itself was playing a gentle prank. BMO spun in a small circle, matching the rhythm of the flickering lights and dancing shadows. Every step, every twirl, made the shadows stretch and bounce even more. The glitchy noises became a kind of melody, soft and lulling, like a lullaby wrapped in playful laughter. "Oh, I see now," BMO said, tilting their screen with delight. "The glitches! They're trying to play too. We're all having fun together." The moonlight spilled through the windows, shimmering over the dancing shapes. Even the faintest flickers of shadow seemed to laugh quietly, curling and twisting in ways that made BMO giggle softly. The room, once a little mysterious and uncertain, had become a playground of gentle, soft amusement. BMO stopped to catch their breath, letting their little green lights pulse calmly. "You know," BMO whispered, voice warm and soft, "sometimes things don't go the way you expect, and that's okay. Sometimes it turns out even better." Sleepy cutie, you can feel it too, the way tiny surprises and playful moments can make your mind tingle with quiet joy, the soft kind that wraps around you like a warm blanket in the night. The shadows slowed their twirling, settling into soft shapes along the walls. The glitchy hum became a gentle purr, and the tree fort itself seemed to sigh in contentment. BMO floated in the middle of it all, calm, happy, and softly giggling, knowing that the midnight game had gone slightly wrong, and yet somehow perfectly right. In the next part, BMO will explore the final corners of the tree fort, finding even more small surprises, soft laughter, and comforting moments that make the night feel warm and safe. For now, rest here with BMO, letting the flickering lights, soft giggles, and gentle rhythm lull you into a peaceful, playful calm. BMO floated slowly through the tree fort, their green lights pulsing softly in the quiet darkness. The glitches that had flickered and danced along the walls earlier now spread to every corner, stretching and bending in gentle, playful ways. The floorboards hummed with a soft, glitchy rhythm as BMO stepped carefully, each beep and boop echoing like tiny laughter. Shadows twirled lazily on the walls, curling and spinning, no longer mysterious or sharp, but soft and curious. BMO's screen tilted left and right as they floated along the hallway. "Oh, this is fun," BMO whispered. "The glitches, they're like, dancing friends." A faint flicker zipped past the ceiling, bouncing across the walls like a playful kitten. Another small glitch shimmered in a corner, morphing briefly into a funny shape before dissolving into soft light. The entire tree fort seemed alive with tiny, harmless surprises, a gentle game of hide-and-seek that made BMO giggle softly. The robot floated over to a particularly strange patch of flickering light. It pulsed rhythmically, almost like it was trying to communicate. BMO tilted their screen closer. "Hello there. Do you want to play?" they asked, voice warm and calm. The glitch responded with a slow pulse and a soft, twinkling sound. BMO bounced lightly in place, laughing quietly. Yes, I think we're playing together now." As BMO continued down the hall, the glitches formed soft arcs of glowing shapes, spiraling gently around them. The soft flickers, previously mysterious and unpredictable, now moved in harmony with BMO's own lights. Every pulse, every subtle sound created a quiet rhythm, like a lullaby filled with laughter. Even the shadows that had seemed tense at first now leaned lazily along the walls, curling into gentle waves. The glitches shimmered and twinkled around them, turning the night into a magical, calm playground of light and sound. The BMO floated in the middle of the glow, watching the playful shapes drift past. "You know," they whispered softly, "sometimes things go slightly wrong, and then they become even better than expected. Sleepy cutie, you can feel that warmth too, the way small surprises, gentle movements, and soft, playful lights can make your mind giggle quietly, calm, and safe. The little glitches and flickers are nothing to fear. They're friends, dancing and playing, turning the quiet night into something cozy and kind." The moonlight streamed through the windows, shimmering over the glitchy shapes. BMO's soft giggles echoed through the halls, blending with the gentle hum of the tree fort. The night felt safe, funny, and warm. In the next part, BMO will finish their midnight adventure, discovering that even mistakes and glitches can bring joy, laughter, and comfort, leaving the night soft and calm, ready for sleep. For now, rest here with BMO, letting the flickers of light, gentle hums, and soft giggles fill your mind with warmth and quiet happiness. BMO floated slowly through the tree fort, their soft green lights pulsing in rhythm with the gentle hum of the house. The glitches had spread to every corner now, flickering and stretching in playful, whimsical ways. At first BMO had been a little startled. The flickers and wobbles along the walls had seemed strange and unpredictable. But now it felt like the glitches were friends, little sparks of fun in the quiet night. A particularly bright flicker bounced near a stack of crates, wiggling and spinning like it was trying to get BMO's attention. The little robot tilted their screen and giggled softly. "You're silly," BMO whispered. "I like you." Another glitch spiraled across the ceiling, forming a funny, wobbling shape. It wiggled like it was dancing just for BMO. The little robot floated beneath it, trying to follow its movements, and their soft laughter mingled with the gentle hum of the glitches. The floorboards hummed faintly under BMO's feet, matching the rhythm of the flickers. Shadows on the walls twirled lazily, curling into soft, glowing shapes. The tree fort had transformed into a magical playground of soft light, gentle movement, and quiet laughter. BMO paused in the middle of the hallway and tilted their screen thoughtfully. "You know," they said softly, "sometimes games don't go exactly how you expect, and sometimes that makes them even more fun." The glitches pulsed brightly, as if agreeing, bouncing and twirling around BMO in celebration. Their soft, unpredictable movements created a comforting rhythm, like a lullaby of tiny, playful sparks. Even the shadows seemed to lean in closer, content to watch the little dance of lights and laughter. BMO floated to a quiet corner, letting the glitches swirl around them. Each flicker of light, each gentle hum, each tiny movement was soft and warm, wrapping the midnight adventure in safety and joy. Sleepy cutie, you can feel it too. The gentle rhythm of tiny surprises, the quiet sparkle of playful moments, the soft warmth of laughter that fills your mind and body with calm. Even when things don't go as planned or when little glitches appear, the night can become cozy, funny, and comforting. The moonlight spilled through the windows, highlighting the soft glow of the dancing shapes. BMO's little giggles echoed quietly, mixing with the gentle hum of the tree fort, until the entire house seemed to sigh with happiness. In the next part, BMO will finish their midnight game completely, letting the playful glitches settle into calm, leaving the house quiet, warm, and ready for sleep. For now, rest here with BMO, letting the gentle hums, flickering lights, and soft laughter wrap you in cozy comfort, ready for dreams. BMO floated slowly through the tree fort, their little green lights pulsing softly, echoing the gentle rhythm of the house. The glitches which had danced and twirled in playful mischief earlier now slowed, softening to tiny, steady flickers. The floorboards hummed faintly beneath BMO's feet. Shadows curled gently along the walls, settling into soft, glowing shapes. The flickers and wobbles that had made BMO giggle were now calm, like a gentle lullaby echoing through the quiet halls. BMO tilted their screen and whispered softly, I think the game is finished, but it turned out really nice. A soft sparkle drifted lazily across the ceiling, and another flicker stretched across the walls. BMO floated toward them, smiling quietly. The glitches were no longer surprises or mysteries. They were playful friends, wrapping the house in warmth and calm. The moonlight spilled through the windows, brushing silver across the floors and reflecting in BMO's glowing lights. The tree fort seemed to breathe with contentment, every corner holding the gentle rhythm of laughter, safety, and quiet joy. BMO paused in the center of the main hall and looked around. Even when things go slightly wrong, they whispered, sometimes they turn into something even better. The glitches twinkled softly in response, pulsing slowly, harmonizing with the gentle hum of the house. The shadows leaned in, the lights flickered tenderly, and the tree fort itself seemed to sigh with satisfaction. Sleepy cutie, you can feel it too, the calm of small surprises, the warmth of gentle laughter, and the comfort of a night that ends safely and softly. Everything that seems strange or uncertain now becomes cozy, playful, and kind. BMO's giggles grew quieter, a soft, contented hum. The glitches floated lazily around them, settling into tiny pulses of light. Every movement, every flicker, every echo of sound reminded you that even mistakes, surprises, or unexpected moments can turn into joy and comfort. Finally, BMO rested in the center of the glowing hall, letting the tree fort's warmth and soft light surround them. The glitches dimmed gently, the shadows softened, and the house became still, filled only with calm, laughter, and gentle presence. Sleepy cutie, drift now. Let the soft rhythm, gentle lights, and quiet giggles carry you into deep, peaceful sleep. The night is safe, the house is warm, and you are held. Finn wandered through the land of Ooh at twilight. The sky glowed with soft purples and deep blues, and the wind whispered through the trees. Normally, Finn would run and play until the sun went down. But tonight felt different. A shiver ran down his spine, and the world around him seemed to stretch and twist. Where there had once been open fields, tall, shadowy trees began to appear, their shapes bending slightly as though they were alive. Finn paused, gripping his sword lightly, though he didn't feel ready to fight. He realized something strange. The forest was responding to his fear. The shadows twisted gently, not sharp or dangerous, but long and quiet. The air felt thick with anticipation, but also with calm, like the forest itself was holding its breath. Finn took a careful step forward. The trees seemed to lean closer, their leaves brushing softly against each other, creating a rustling lullaby. Every shadow along the path flickered slowly, like they were aware of him but meant no harm. I'm a little scared, Finn whispered to himself, voice soft and steady. But maybe that's okay. A faint glow appeared between the trees, gentle and warm. It pulsed slowly as though inviting him forward. Finn blinked, feeling his heartbeat slow. The forest wasn't dangerous, it was curious. It wanted him to notice it, to understand it. Sleepy cutie, you can feel it too, the soft rustle of the forest, the gentle shadows, the quiet curiosity. Even when something seems a little frightening, it can be gentle and safe if we approach it calmly. In the next part, Finn will step deeper into the forest, discovering that understanding fear can be more powerful than fighting it, and that the forest has its own quiet lessons to share. For now, rest here with Finn at the edge of the magical forest, letting the shadows and the soft rustling leaves wrap you in calm curiosity. Finn stepped carefully into the forest, each footfall quiet on the soft, moss-covered ground. The trees loomed around him, their trunks tall and slightly crooked, but their branches swayed gently, not threateningly. The forest seemed alive, but not in a scary way. It was alive with quiet patience, watching and listening. A faint mist drifted along the ground, curling between the tree roots like slow, lazy rivers of silver. Every step Finn took made the mist ripple softly, brushing against his ankles like tiny, whispering hands. The shadows cast by the trees danced slowly, elongating and curling, but none of them moved sharply or suddenly. Finn's heartbeat still thumped, but each step into the forest made him feel a little steadier. I guess fear isn't something you have to fight, he whispered to himself, voice soft in the quiet of the trees. Maybe it's something you just notice. Above him, the leaves rustled with a soft, melodic sound like the forest was singing a lullaby just for him. A tiny flicker of warm light appeared among the branches, pulsing gently. It reminded Finn of the glow of fireflies on a calm summer night. The light wasn't alarming, it was friendly, guiding him forward without hurry or force. As he walked, he noticed that the shadows themselves weren't just dark shapes. They moved in patterns, almost like they were trying to tell him something. Each shadow leaned softly, stretched slowly, and folded gently. It was as if the forest wanted him to see that fear didn't have to be sharp or painful. It could be soft, quiet, and understandable. Finn stopped by a tall oak with branches that curled in intricate loops. The mist swirled around its base, glowing faintly in silver. He reached out a hand to touch the bark. It felt warm, comforting, alive, not dangerous at all. You're teaching me something, Finn murmured softly. Fear doesn't have to be scary. It just wants to be understood. A small breeze drifted through the forest, carrying the soft scent of earth and leaves. The shadows shifted with it, leaning like they were nodding in agreement. Finn smiled faintly. Even the quiet, strange shapes of the forest could be gentle and patient. Sleepy cutie, you can feel it too, the gentle whisper of the trees, the soft swirl of mist, the slow, calm rhythm of shadows. Even fears that seem large can be understood, softened, and embraced. You are safe here. Just like Finn, moving slowly through a forest that only appears when you need to notice your feelings. In the next part, Finn will meet the forest's quiet guardians, learning more about how fear can teach, comfort, and even guide you when you pay attention gently. For now, rest with him among the whispering trees, letting the soft rustle of leaves and the calm glow of shadows soothe your mind. Finn walked deeper into the forest, feeling the soft, cool mist curl around his ankles, and the shadows stretch lazily across the mossy ground. Each step was slow, careful, and deliberate. The forest seemed to breathe alongside him, alive but gentle, filled with quiet patience. Ahead he noticed faint shapes moving among the trees, soft, round forms with glowing eyes that blinked slowly. They weren't frightening at all. Their movements were calm, measured, almost as if they were floating instead of walking. Finn stopped for a moment, watching them. Who are you?" he whispered softly. His voice barely disturbed the quiet, but it seemed the forest had heard him. One of the glowing shapes floated closer. It pulsed softly with warm light, as though greeting him. Finn realized they were the forest's guardians, appearing only to those who entered with fear in their hearts. But these guardians weren't meant to scare him. They were here to teach. The guardians moved slowly around Finn, their eyes glowing in soft patterns, like a lantern's flickering gently in the wind. The shadows they cast stretched in unusual ways, bending and folding, but none of them were sharp or alarming. Instead, they seemed curious, patient, and understanding. Finn knelt down slightly, feeling the calm energy radiate from them. I think I understand," he whispered. "Fear isn't something to fight, it's something to notice, something to be friends with." A guardian floated closer, brushing a soft glow across Finn's shoulder. It wasn't a touch that startled him, it was warm and reassuring, like a hug without weight. Finn smiled faintly. The shadows and shapes of the forest weren't enemies, they were guides. Gentle reminders that fear can be soft and teach you something valuable. The mist swirled higher now, creating tiny streams of silver light that danced slowly through the trees. Every time Finn moved, the guardians followed, their movements harmonious with the rhythm of the forest. It was as if the entire forest, the trees, the shadows, the soft glowing forms, was breathing in the same calm rhythm. Sleepy cutie, you can feel it too, the gentle presence of something that seems unfamiliar at first, but is full of warmth and patience. Even fears, when noticed with calm curiosity, can guide you gently, wrapping your mind in soft understanding. Finn took a slow, deep breath, letting the calm of the forest and the gentle guardians fill his chest. He realized that walking through the forest didn't make him braver by fighting fear. It made him calm by noticing, understanding, and being gentle with himself. In the next part, Finn will follow the guardians deeper, discovering a hidden clearing in the heart of the forest where fear transforms into light, calm, and quiet joy. For now, rest here with him among the gentle shadows, letting the soft glow and whispering leaves soothe your thoughts and quiet your mind. Finn followed the gentle guardians deeper into the forest. The mist curled around his feet, curling like soft silver ribbons that guided him forward. The trees leaned slightly, their branches forming quiet arches above him, almost like protective arms. Every shadow and flicker of light felt gentle, patient, and alive with curiosity. The guardians floated slowly ahead, pulsing with warm light, moving in a rhythm that matched Finn's own heartbeat. The forest hummed softly, a quiet lullaby of leaves brushing together and tiny streams of mist drifting through the air. The shadows no longer seemed sharp or eerie. They swirled lazily, folding in on themselves in calm, mesmerizing patterns. Finn's breathing slowed as he walked. It's not scary anymore, he whispered to himself, just quiet, calm, gentle. Ahead, a faint clearing appeared. The trees opened to reveal soft, golden light spilling across the mossy ground. Tiny, sparkling motes floated in the air, drifting like slow, lazy fireflies. The guardians led him to the center of the clearing, where a circle of glowing flowers bloomed quietly, radiating warmth without sound. Finn stepped into the circle, feeling the soft warmth of the light brush across his face. His fear didn't vanish, but it softened, folding into understanding. The shadows stretched along the edges of the clearing, gentle and protective, as if the forest itself was embracing him. A guardian floated near, its glow pulsing slowly against Finn's chest. He reached out a hand and felt nothing but warmth and calm. I understand now, Finn whispered. Fear doesn't have to be fought. It just wants to be noticed. The golden light in the clearing pulsed in response, tiny motes drifting lazily through the air like a gentle dance. The mist swirled slowly, carrying the soft scent of earth and leaves, wrapping Finn in comfort. Even the shadows leaned in softly, no longer strange or mysterious, but quiet companions in the calm heart of the forest. Sleepy cutie, you can feel it too. The gentle warmth, the soft glow, the understanding that even fears can be kind when you notice them with calm curiosity. Every shadow and whisper in your mind can soften. Every tension can dissolve, leaving only gentle calm. Finn sat quietly in the center of the clearing, breathing slowly, letting the guardian's soft pulses and the forest's quiet hum fill him. He realized that the forest, which only appeared when he was afraid, had been teaching him all along that fear, when understood, can become a gentle guide instead of something to fight. In the next part, Finn will rest in the clearing, feeling the forest's quiet lessons settle into his heart, carrying warmth, calm, and gentle understanding as he drifts closer to sleep. For now, rest here with him, surrounded by soft light, whispering leaves, and gentle guardians, letting the calm of the forest fill your mind and body. Finn sank slowly to the soft moss in the center of the glowing clearing. The golden light of the flowers and the gentle glow of the guardians wrapped around him like a warm blanket. The shadows that had once seemed strange or frightening now curled lazily along the edges of the clearing, folding gently into the light. A soft breeze drifted through the trees, carrying the scent of damp earth and quiet leaves. The mist swirled around Finn's ankles, cool and comforting, moving with a slow rhythm that matched his own heartbeat. Every sound in the forest, the rustle of branches, the soft hum of the guardians, the gentle flicker of light, felt like a lullaby meant just for him. Finn leaned back against the roots of a tall tree, eyes half closed. I think I'm okay now, he whispered. The forest, it's teaching me. Fear doesn't have to hurt. It can just be noticed. A guardian floated closer, pulsing softly against his side. Its warm light flowed through him, brushing away lingering tension, making every shadow in the clearing seem soft and kind. Finn smiled faintly, feeling a calm he hadn't known before. The golden light of the flowers pulsed in harmony with the guardian's glow, creating a slow, rhythmic heartbeat throughout the clearing. Every flicker of light, every curling shadow, every gentle movement of the mist reminded Finn that fear, when treated with patience and understanding, could become a quiet guide instead of a foe. Sleepy cutie, you can feel it too. the calm warmth, the soft glow, the gentle rhythm of understanding wrapping around your mind and body. Every small worry, every tense thought can soften like the moss under Finn's feet. Every shadow can fold into the light, leaving only peace and gentle presence. Finn lay back fully, letting the soft moss and warm light support him. The guardians hovered nearby, slow and steady, their glow pulsing gently. The trees above swayed in time with the faintest whisper of wind, their leaves brushing together in a quiet lullaby. He closed his eyes, breathing slowly, letting the calm of the forest settle into his chest and mind. He realized that even forests that only appear in moments of fear can carry comfort, warmth, and quiet lessons for those willing to notice. In the next part, Finn will drift fully into rest in the heart of the forest, carrying the lessons of gentle courage, understanding, and calm with him, ready for sleep. For now, rest here with him among the golden glow, the gentle guardians, and the soft whispering shadows, letting the forest lull you into deep, peaceful calm. Finn lay fully on the soft moss in the heart of the glowing clearing. The golden light of the flowers and the warm pulses of the guardians wrapped around him like a gentle embrace. Shadows curled softly along the edges, folding into the glow, creating a cocoon of quiet comfort. The mist drifted lazily, curling around his body and the roots of the tall trees. Every rustle of leaves, every soft hum from the guardians, every flicker of light moved in a slow, soothing rhythm, like the forest itself was breathing with him. Finn exhaled slowly, feeling the tension in his chest dissolve. "Fear doesn't have to be scary," he whispered. "It just wants to be understood. And that's okay." A guardian floated close, brushing a faint pulse of warmth across his side. The glow spread through him, softening every shadow of worry, every trace of unease. The golden light from the flowers shimmered gently, pulsing with the same calm rhythm, as if the entire forest were singing a lullaby for him. Sleepy cutie, you can feel it too, the gentle warmth, the calm rhythm, the soft glow of understanding wrapping around you. Every small worry, every tense thought, every flicker of fear can soften, dissolve, and fold into quiet calm. You are safe. You are held. Finn lay quietly, letting the forest's calm settle into his heart. The guardians hovered nearby, slow and steady. The shadows curled peacefully. The mist drifted softly, and the golden light pulsed with gentle assurance. Even the wind seemed to sigh quietly, carrying the whisper of the trees and the soft lessons of the forest. He closed his eyes fully, breathing in the gentle rhythm of the forest. He knew that fear didn't have to be fought. It could simply be noticed, understood, and softened into calm. And now, sleepy cutie, you can drift fully into sleep just like Finn, carried by the warmth, quiet, and gentle lessons of the magical forest. The shadows are soft, the lights are warm, and the guardians are watching, calm and kind. Rest deeply, wrapped in gentle understanding, and let the forest's peace follow you into your dreams. Jake stretched lazily on the soft grass outside the tree fort, bathed in the silver light of the moon. His long, stretchy body shimmered faintly as the gentle wind rustled through the leaves. Normally, Jake loved to shapeshift and play in the sunlight, but tonight, he noticed something curious. His shadow moved differently. It stretched longer, twisted softly, and flickered in unusual ways. At first, it seemed a little spooky, a soft, flickering reflection that didn't match his every move. Jake tilted his head, watching it closely. That's weird," he whispered. The shadow curved into shapes he hadn't expected, forming loops, curls, and little playful spirals that felt alive. But instead of feeling afraid, Jake felt a flutter of curiosity. The shadow wasn't scary, it was different, unusual, and a little magical. The flickers of silver moonlight made it shimmer softly, like it was trying to tell him something. As he wiggled his fingers and stretched his arms, the shadow responded in its own way, echoing him but adding its own twists and turns. Jake giggled softly, a quiet, sleepy sound. "Huh. Okay. You're kind of funny." The moonlight reflected on the tree leaves and on Jake's smooth yellow fur, casting soft patterns across the grass. His shadow moved in time with the breeze, curving and stretching like a playful companion. "Sleepy cutie. You can feel it too, the gentle flicker of light, the soft stretch of shadows, and the curious reminder that even things that seem strange or unfamiliar can be calm, safe, and even fun." Jake realized slowly that his shadow was showing him a gentle truth. Not every reflection has to be exactly like you to be wonderful. Sometimes differences can be soft, magical, and full of quiet lessons. In the next part, Jake will begin to play with his shape-shifting shadow, discovering that it can teach him about self-acceptance, curiosity, and calm, even in the quiet of the night. For now, rest here with him under the soft moonlight, letting the gentle flickers of shadow and silver light wrap you in calm warmth. Jake wiggled and stretched, watching his shadow twist and curl in unexpected ways. Each movement he made created new shapes, spirals that floated like ribbons, loops that lingered softly on the grass, and gentle waves that rippled across the ground. At first he thought the shadow might be broken or strange, but as he observed it, he realized something wonderful. The shadow wasn't wrong, it was just different. It had its own way of moving, flowing, and stretching, a little magical, a little unexpected. Jake giggled softly, the sound drifting across the quiet night. "Heh. Okay, Shadow. I think I like you this way," he whispered. The shadow pulsed faintly, like it had heard him, responding with gentle twists and soft bends. He tried a slow spin, stretching one arm upward, and watched the shadow loop in the opposite direction, forming a delicate curve that reminded him of a crescent moon. Then he stretched his legs wide, and the shadow wiggled like a ribbon floating through the wind. The moonlight shimmered on Jake's yellow fur and danced across the twisting shapes of the shadow. The gentle flicker of light made everything feel soft, calm, and magical. The shadow wasn't scary. It wasn't strange in a harmful way. It was alive with playful energy, quietly teaching him that differences could be beautiful. Jake lay back on the grass, letting the shadow curl and stretch beside him. "You know," he whispered softly, "we don't have to look the same to be perfect. We just are." The shadow pulsed softly in agreement, folding into gentle loops that glimmered faintly in the moonlight. The trees above rustled quietly in the breeze, leaves brushing against each other like a soft lullaby. Every gentle flicker of light and movement felt like the forest itself was smiling with him. "Sleepy cutie, you can feel it too, the gentle stretch of shadows, the soft shimmer of moonlight, and the calm reminder that differences are beautiful. Every part of yourself can be accepted, gentle and safe, just like Jake's shape-shifting shadow." Jake's heartbeat slowed as he watched the playful curves and twists of the shadow. He realized that the night, the moon, and even the shadows themselves could teach something soft and comforting. That self-acceptance is a quiet, gentle magic you carry inside. In the next part, Jake will experiment with his shadow even more, discovering the fun, calm, and joy, and letting himself and his reflection move freely, learning to celebrate every twist and turn of who he is. For now, rest here with him on the soft grass, letting the gentle moonlight and flickering shadow wrap you in warm calm that Jake stretched lazily, feeling the soft grass beneath him and the gentle night breeze against his fur. The moonlight shimmered over his body, casting a glow on his shadow, which had grown more lively and playful with every movement. The shadow wiggled and twisted in ways Jake hadn't expected. It looped and curled like a ribbon caught in a soft wind, sometimes stretching tall and thin, other times puffing out wide in funny shapes. Jake's eyes widened, and then a soft giggle escaped him. "You're so silly," he whispered. "I didn't know you could move like that." The shadow pulsed faintly, responding with its own playful gestures. When Jake made a circle with his arms, the shadow created a swirl that hovered for a moment before collapsing gently back to the ground. When he stretched one leg lazily, the shadow floated in loops above him, twisting softly, as if it had a life of its own. Jake rolled onto his back, letting the cool night air brush against him. The shadow moved in waves, curling and folding, never threatening, never sharp. It was like a partner in a quiet, magical dance, a companion that showed him the joy in being flexible, playful, and fully himself. I think I get it," Jake murmured, voice soft in the still night. "You don't have to be exactly like me to be part of me. You just are, and that's okay." The shadow shimmered, its edges pulsing faintly in agreement. The trees above rustled slowly, leaves brushing each other like soft applause, and the moonlight bathed everything in gentle silver. Every flicker of light, every small movement of the shadow felt like a quiet lesson. Self-acceptance isn't about perfection. It's about noticing, appreciating, and celebrating who you are, even the parts that move differently than you expect. Sleepy cutie, you can feel it too. The soft curve of the shadow, the gentle glow of the moonlight, and the warm, playful rhythm of being yourself. Every twitch, twist, or difference inside you can be safe, wonderful, and comforting. Jake's giggles grew quieter as he floated gently on the grass, letting the shadow curl and stretch around him. He felt calm, warm, and fully himself. The night was quiet, the moon was bright, and the flickering shapes of the shadow whispered softly, "You are enough. You are perfectly you." In the next part, Jake will follow his shadow to explore even more playful transformations, discovering that embracing every part of yourself can bring calm, joy, and gentle wonder before sleep. For now, rest here with Jake and his shape-shifting shadow, letting the soft flickers and playful curves lull you into peace. Jake stretched his arms slowly, feeling the soft grass beneath him and the cool whisper of night air on his fur. His shadow had become lively, stretching and curling in ways that seemed almost magical. Each movement created new playful shapes, loops, spirals, and gentle waves that danced across the grass. He watched as the shadow twisted into funny forms, sometimes puffing up wide, other times curling into delicate spirals. Jake giggled softly, a warm, sleepy sound that drifted through the quiet night. "You're full of surprises, aren't you?" Jake whispered. "But I like it." The shadow pulsed faintly as if agreeing, twisting gently around him. It seemed to say, "You don't have to control me. You just have to notice me." Jake realized that each strange, playful flicker of the shadow mirrored a part of himself, the parts that were bendy, silly, unusual, or unexpected. And just like the shadow, those parts were okay. They were part of him, and they didn't need to be hidden or fixed. He rolled onto his back, letting the soft grass and the gentle night breeze hold him. The shadow swirled above and around him, echoing his movements with a playful, soft rhythm. Moonlight filtered through the leaves, casting silver patterns across the grass, and the shadows pulsed with warmth instead of fear. Jake whispered softly, I think I understand. Every twist, every stretch, every little odd thing about me. It's okay. I don't have to be perfect. I just am. And that's enough. The shadow shimmered gently in response, forming small loops and spirals that glowed faintly, as if to echo the lesson Jake had just learned. The trees swayed slowly in the night breeze, their leaves brushing together like a soft lullaby, and the cool mist of the evening carried a quiet sense of calm and safety. Sleepy cutie. You can feel it too, the gentle flicker of light, the playful stretch of shadow, and the quiet reminder that every part of yourself can be accepted. Even the parts that seem strange or different are safe, warm, and wonderful. Jake lay still for a moment, letting the shadow curl around him like a soft, glowing blanket. He felt calm, warm, and fully himself. The night hummed quietly with gentle energy, soft shapes, and playful curves, reminding him and you that self-acceptance can be a gentle, magical thing. In the next part, Jake will settle completely with his shadow, letting the night, the playful shapes, and the soft moonlight guide him into calm, restful sleep. For now, rest here with Jake and his shape-shifting shadow, letting the playful flickers, soft curves, and warm moonlight wrap you in peace. Jake lay quietly on the soft grass, letting the gentle breeze brush against his fur and the cool night wrap around him. His shadow, now fully alive with twists, curls, and soft flowing shapes, hovered nearby, pulsing faintly in rhythm with his slow, deep breaths. He stretched one arm lazily, and the shadow mirrored it in a playful loop, then spiraled upward, glowing softly in the silver moonlight. Each movement reminded Jake that his shadow wasn't something to control or fear, it was part of him, with its own gentle, whimsical way of being. Jake giggled softly, the sound drifting like a lullaby. We're kind of a team, aren't we? He whispered. The shadow responded with a tiny warm flicker, curling closer around him. It was as if it had understood him perfectly. The moonlight shimmered through the leaves above, casting slow, soft patterns across the grass and the twirling shapes of the shadow. Every flicker, every curl, every gentle stretch of the shadow felt comforting and magical. The night itself seemed to sigh softly in contentment. Jake rolled onto his back, letting the grass and the cool night air support him completely. The shadow floated around him in playful loops, twisting and curling without rush. Its movements were soft, predictable, and safe, a quiet dance that reminded him he didn't need to hide, change, or control anything to be accepted. Sleepy cutie. You can feel it too, the soft glow, the gentle curves, the quiet rhythm of acceptance. Every small difference, every unusual twist, every shadow in your mind can be soft, warm, and full of calm. You are enough, just as you are. Jake's heartbeat slowed as he watched the shadow form delicate spirals above him. He realized the night, the moonlight, and the shadow had all been teaching him something simple but magical. That self-acceptance is quiet, playful, and full of gentle warmth. The soft rustle of the leaves, the gentle pulses of the shadow, and the cool, comforting night wrapped him in a cocoon of peace. Even the shadows along the edges of the forest seemed friendly, curling lazily in soft waves. In the next part, Jake will drift fully into sleep, carried by the glow of his playful shadow, the warmth of the night, and the gentle reassurance that being himself in every twist, stretch, and playful curve is perfect. For now, rest here with Jake, letting the soft moonlight, the playful shadow, and the warm night guide you toward calm and peaceful dreams. Jake lay on the soft grass in the quiet night, his eyes half closed. The moonlight shimmered gently on his fur, casting silver patterns across the playful shapes of his shadow. The shadow, once a flickering, curious reflection, now moved softly and calmly, curling into gentle loops and waves around him. He stretched lazily, letting the shadow respond in kind, twisting and flowing in perfect harmony with his body. Each pulse of light and subtle movement reminded Jake that his shadow and every part of himself it represented was safe, accepted, and beautiful. A soft breeze drifted through the trees, rustling the leaves in a quiet lullaby. The shadow floated near, wrapping gently around him like a warm, comforting blanket. Jake whispered softly, "It's okay. Every part of me is okay." Sleepy cutie, you can feel it too, the gentle stretch of the shadow, the soft shimmer of moonlight, and the warm, calm rhythm of acceptance. Every curve, every flicker, every part of yourself is safe, loved, and wonderful. The moonlight glimmered across the grass, highlighting the playful, soft curves of the shadow. Even the trees seemed to lean in closer, their branches swaying slowly, wrapping the night in quiet reassurance. The gentle movements of the shadow, the soft pulse of its light, and the calm breeze created a rhythm that lulled Jake and you deeper into comfort. Jake closed his eyes fully, letting the shadow curl softly around him, wrapping him in warmth and gentle reassurance. He felt safe. He felt accepted. He felt fully himself, every twist, stretch, and playful curl included. The night hummed quietly, the moonlight shimmered softly, and the shadows curled peacefully around him. All was calm, all was safe, all was gentle. Even the playful flickers of the shadow were now steady, warm, and soft like a lullaby for the mind and heart. Sleepy cutie, drift now. Let the soft curves, gentle light, and playful shadows carry you into deep, peaceful sleep. Every part of you is accepted. Every part of you is enough. You are safe, calm, and held. Rest fully with Jake and his shape-shifting shadow, letting the warm moonlight and gentle night guide you into dreams filled with comfort, play, and quiet self-acceptance. In the distant shadows of the land of Ooh, a soft, eerie wind drifted across the hills. The lich's voice, once harsh and sharp, whispered faintly, curling through the trees like a faint echo. But tonight, the darkness didn't feel threatening. Finn and Jake noticed it while resting in the tree fort. The voice was low, soft, almost like a distant hum carried on the wind. It wasn't shouting or frightening. It was quiet, strange, and curious. Finn tilted his head. That voice. It's different tonight, he whispered. The soft echo seemed to reach out, but not to scare. It was like the shadows themselves were speaking in a gentle rhythm, inviting calm instead of fear. The wind rustled the leaves gently, carrying the faint tones of the voice across the forest. The words were impossible to make out clearly, but the sound was like a lullaby wrapped in shadows, soft, distant, and strangely comforting. Jake stretched lazily beside Finn, listening to the whisper. "It's all quiet," he murmured. "Not scary at all." Sleepy cutie, you can feel it too, the gentle hum of a distant voice, soft as the wind through leaves, curling around your mind like a cozy blanket. Even darkness can be quiet, safe, and gentle when we listen carefully. Finn closed his eyes for a moment, letting the soft, distant voice drift into his mind. The shadows around the tree fort seemed to soften, and the faint hum carried a warm calm across the room. In the next part, the lich's voice will fade further into gentle whispers, showing that even something once frightening can transform into comfort and calm, like a lullaby for sleep. For now, rest here with Finn and Jake, letting the soft echoes of distant shadows wrap you in gentle warmth and quiet that Finn and Jake lay quietly in the tree fort, listening to the faint, distant hum that drifted through the night. The Lich's voice, which had once been sharp and frightening, now carried only a soft echo, like the faintest ripple across still water. The wind rustled gently through the trees, brushing against leaves and carrying the whispering tones across the forest. The voice was so quiet that it was almost like a secret, meant only for those who were calm enough to notice. Finn tilted his head and whispered softly, "It's not scary at all. It almost sounds peaceful." Jake nodded, stretching his limbs lazily. "Yeah, it's like a lullaby, just really quiet." The shadows along the walls of the tree fort swayed gently, moving in rhythm with the soft hum. The moonlight filtered through the windows, casting silver patterns across the floor that danced like gentle waves. Every flicker of light and shadow seemed to echo the calm rhythm of the distant voice. Finn breathed slowly, letting the gentle tone wash over him. "Even the dark things," he whispered, "can be soft, quiet, and kind if we just listen. Sleepy cutie, you can feel it too, the soft echo of a distant voice, the gentle sway of shadows, the warmth of calm filling the quiet night. Even something that seems frightening at first can become comforting if we notice it gently." The Lich's voice faded slightly more, curling like a soft ribbon through the moonlit trees. It no longer held any sharpness or tension. Instead, it became a whisper, a soft hum, a distant lullaby that wrapped the forest in warmth. Jake smiled faintly, letting the calm hum drift into his mind. "It's, actually kind of nice," he murmured, "like it's singing to us." Finn nodded, his eyelids growing heavy. The voice, now softened and distant, carried a gentle rhythm, soothing the mind, quieting the heart, and inviting sleep. In the next part, the Lich's voice will fade even further, transforming completely into a lullaby, and the night will feel safe, warm, and calm, ready to carry you into dreams. For now, rest here with Finn and Jake, letting the soft echoes of the distant voice, the gentle moonlight, and the swaying shadows wrap you in comfort. Finn and Jake lay quietly, feeling the soft night air brushing gently against their faces. The Lich's voice, once sharp and frightening, now drifted as a distant, soft hum. It was slow, gentle, and almost melodic, like a lullaby carried on the evening breeze. The shadows in the tree fort swayed lazily in the silver moonlight, curling softly across the walls and floor. Every flicker seemed to echo the gentle pulse of the distant voice, wrapping the room in calm. Finn tilted his head, eyes heavy with sleep. "It's kind of night," he whispered softly, "like it's trying to tell us it's okay." Jake stretched beside him, his long body curling comfortably on the floor. "Yeah," he murmured, "it's like the dark things just want to be soft now. No rush, no scary bits, just calm." The Lich's voice faded further, becoming quieter with every passing moment. The distant hum transformed into tiny, delicate tones, like the soft chime of bells in the wind. It was no longer sharp or threatening. It was warm, gentle, and comforting. "Sleepy cutie, you can feel it too, the soft, distant hum curling around your mind, the warm rhythm of gentle tones, and the calm sway of shadows that stretch and fold peacefully. Even the darkest things can transform into calm, quiet friends if we just notice them gently." Finn closed his eyes fully, letting the gentle rhythm of the voice wash over him. The shadows and moonlight pulse softly in harmony with the faint hum, creating a slow, steady rhythm that matched his breathing. The air seemed to shimmer with the quiet warmth. Even the softest movements of the curtains in the night wind matched the gentle pulse of the fading voice. Every small sound, every shimmer of shadow, carried the same quiet, soft energy, a lullaby of comfort for anyone who was ready to notice it. Jake yawned softly, curling his body closer. "It's like even the scary stuff has a gentle side," he whispered. Finn smiled faintly in the dark, letting the soft tones carry him closer to sleep. "Yeah, sometimes, even the dark things just want to be kind." In the next part, the Lich's voice will fade completely into a quiet, soothing lullaby, and the night will hold only calm, warmth, and soft dreams, ready to guide Finn, Jake, and you into peaceful sleep. For now, rest here with them, letting the gentle hum, the soft moonlight, and the swaying shadows lull you into calm and quiet comfort. Finn and Jake lay quietly, listening to the distant hum that floated gently through the night. The Lich's voice, once harsh and chilling, had softened into delicate, melodic tones. Each whisper now felt like a gentle wave, brushing softly against the trees and the grass, and curling around the tree fort like a warm blanket. The shadows in the room no longer seemed sharp or strange. They curled slowly along the walls and floor, stretching and folding in harmony with the faint hum. The moonlight poured softly through the windows, casting silver patterns that shimmered with quiet energy. Finn's eyelids grew heavy as he breathed slowly, letting the soft music of the night fill his chest. "It's really calm," he whispered, "like it wants us to rest, not be afraid." Jake's body curled lazily beside him, his long arms and legs stretching across the floor. "Yeah," he murmured, "it's like even the dark stuff can be soft. Just quiet, gentle, and warm." The distant hum had become almost musical, like a lullaby of tiny chimes. Each tone drifted slowly through the air, weaving between the shadows and the soft rustle of leaves outside. The forest beyond the tree fort seemed to breathe with the sound, every small movement echoing the gentle rhythm. "Sleepy cutie, you can feel it too, the soft, distant tones, the calm shimmer of shadows, and the quiet warmth that fills the night. Even the things that seemed frightening before can become comforting if we just notice them slowly and gently." Finn exhaled deeply, letting the soft rhythm of the voice and the gentle sway of the shadows sink into his body. Jake yawned, curling his long limbs closer as if letting the calm energy wrap around him completely. The hum softened further, fading like a wave retreating into the shore. The shadows leaned into the moonlight, curling like lazy ribbons. Every sound, every shimmer, every movement of the night seemed to say, "It's safe. You are held. You can rest." Finn closed his eyes fully, breathing in the gentle, quiet calm that the night now offered. The Lich's voice had faded almost entirely, leaving only warmth, softness, and a lullaby that whispered peace to anyone listening. Just as young or in the next part, the voice will fade completely, and the night will be filled only with soft, comforting stillness, carrying Finn, Jake, and you gently towards sleep. For now, rest here with them, letting the moonlight, the softened shadows, and the faint echo of lullaby tones wrap you in quiet comfort. Finn and Jake lay quietly, their bodies sinking softly into the cushions of the tree fort. The moonlight spilled through the windows, casting silver streaks across the floor. The Lich's voice, once harsh and frightening, had softened even more, now a delicate, distant hum that curled gently around the corners of the room. The shadows, once jagged and tense, stretched lazily along the walls and floor. They moved slowly, folding and curling like soft ribbons in the night, in perfect harmony with the gentle, fading hum. Each faint flicker of light or shadow seemed to echo the rhythm of the lullaby, creating a cocoon of calm for Finn and Jake, and for anyone listening. Finn exhaled slowly, feeling the tension in his chest melt away. "It's so soft," he whispered, voice barely louder than the faint hum. "Like even the dark things just want to be quiet and calm." Jake's long limbs curled gently, letting the warmth of the moonlight and the gentle sway of shadows surround him. "Yeah, it's like the night itself is singing to us," he murmured, eyes half closed. The hum drifted through the air like a soft wind, carrying tiny echoes of warmth. Every small ripple of the voice seemed to brush gently across the trees outside, over the grass, and through the open windows. It was as if the world itself were wrapping Finn and Jake in a comforting blanket of sound and calm. "Sleepy cutie, you can feel it too, the quiet rhythm of the night, the gentle pulse of soft echoes, and the warm, slow sway of shadows. Even the things that once seemed frightening can become calm and safe when we notice them slowly and gently." The moonlight shimmered across the tree fort, highlighting the lazy curl of shadows on the floor. Finn and Jake felt the soft rhythm of the hum sink into their bodies, easing every muscle, every thought, every little worry. The night had become a lullaby, gentle, quiet, and warm. Finn whispered softly, "Even dark voices can turn into something kind, something soft, something that helps us rest." The shadows pulsed faintly in response, folding in and out like slow, lazy waves. The hum had faded almost entirely now, leaving only a soft echo that mingled with the breeze outside. Every element of the night, the moonlight, the shadows, the faint wind seemed to whisper the same gentle message. "You are safe. You are held. You can rest." Jake yawned quietly, curling closer to Finn. The soft moonlight and the fading hum carried them both into a cocoon of calm, preparing them for the gentle drift into sleep. In the next part, the Lich's voice will fade completely, leaving the night completely still, warm and comforting, a perfect lullaby for peaceful dreams. For now, rest here with Finn and Jake, letting the soft shadows, the quiet moonlight, and the gentle remnants of the lullaby wrap you in calm and comfort. Finn and Jake lay quietly, completely still now. The moonlight poured softly through the windows, casting silver streaks across the tree fort. The shadows curled lazily along the floor and walls, stretching in gentle, slow waves. The Lich's voice, once sharp and chilling, had faded entirely into the soft stillness of the night. Even in its absence, the echo lingered as a gentle warmth, like a tiny heartbeat felt in the chest. The room was calm, filled with quiet energy and soft reassurance. Every flicker of light, every slow sway of shadow, every rustle of leaves outside seemed to hum the same comforting message. You are safe. You are held. You can rest. Finn exhaled slowly, letting the warmth of the night settle deep into his chest. Even darkness can be gentle, he whispered softly. It doesn't have to scare us. Jake yawned, curling his long body closer to Finn. Yeah, the night is calm now. Everything is soft and quiet. The moonlight shimmered over them, brushing their fur and casting gentle silver patterns on the floor. The shadows, once eerie and jagged, now seemed like soft ribbons curling around them in a comforting embrace. The air was still, carrying only the faintest hint of the distant wind rustling the leaves outside, like the world itself was breathing quietly alongside them. Sleepy cutie, you can feel it too, the calm of the night, the soft embrace of shadows, and the gentle warmth of safety surrounding you. Everything that once seemed frightening has softened. Every echo of worry or tension has folded into the quiet, leaving only peace. Finn closed his eyes fully, letting the stillness settle into every muscle, every thought, every little corner of his mind. Jake's slow, steady breathing matched the rhythm of the night. Together they rested in perfect calm, wrapped in the quiet lullaby of the transformed shadows and fading echoes. The tree fort, the moonlight, and the gentle night held them completely. The Lich's voice, once sharp and frightening, was now nothing but a memory of soft, distant tones that had guided them into calm, peaceful rest. Sleepy cutie, drift now. Let the gentle silver light, the curling shadows, and the warm quiet carry you fully into sleep. You are safe. You are held. The night is calm, and the world is soft and gentle, ready to cradle you into dreams. Rest completely with Finn and Jake, letting the soft moonlight, the comforting shadows, and the quiet night guide you into deep, peaceful sleep. Hello, sleepy cuties. Snuggle in, close your eyes gently, and take a deep, slow breath. Tonight we visit a quiet, peaceful moment in a moment, when even the busiest corners of the world begin to rest. The sun had dipped low, casting long, soft shadows across the forests, hills, and rivers of the land of Birds had whispered their last songs of the day, and the air carried a gentle hush. Even the wind moved slowly, brushing leaves and grass in a calm, lazy rhythm. Finn and Jake sat on the hill outside the tree fort, watching the sky blush with the soft colors of twilight. "It's really quiet tonight," Finn whispered. "Like the whole world is resting." Jake stretched lazily, his long arms curling around his body. "Yeah, everyone's settling down. Even the clouds look sleepy." The animals of had found their nests and burrows. The Candy Kingdom's streets were empty now, quiet and soft under the glow of evening lamps. The trees swayed gently, rocking tiny shadows in rhythm with the soft hush of the world. Sleepy cutie, you can feel it too, the gentle sway of trees, the calm whisper of wind, and the soft warmth of a world that is slowing down. Even the busiest places can pause, rest, and breathe in peace. Finn leaned back on the grass, feeling the soft chill of evening in the air. "Everything feels safe," he murmured, "like the whole world is tucked in for the night." Jake yawned softly, curling up beside him. "Yeah, safe, warm, and calm," he agreed. The rivers of reflected the fading light of the sky, shimmering gently like ribbons of silver. Shadows curled lazily along the hills and valleys, stretching softly across the ground. Even the stars above seemed to twinkle slowly, their light soft and soothing, as if the sky itself were sighing with contentment. In the next part, the gentle calm of will deepen, and Finn, Jake, and all the inhabitants of the land will begin to feel the peaceful, warm rhythm of sleep spreading through every corner of the world. For now, rest here on the soft grass with Finn and Jake, letting the warm, quiet world of wrap you in calm and gentle peace. The sun had finally disappeared behind the distant hills, leaving a soft gradient of purple, pink, and deep blue across the sky. The land of exhaled slowly, like a giant stretching after a long day. Every corner of the world seemed to sigh with calm. Finn and Jake remained on their hill, watching as tiny lights flickered on in the distant villages. Candles glimmered in the Candy Kingdom, and small lanterns dotted the streets of sleepy towns. Even the smallest creatures had found their cozy spots to rest. The whole world's slowing down, Finn whispered. He tilted his head to watch a flock of birds gliding quietly toward their nests. It's like everything knows it's time to rest. Jake stretched out his long arms, feeling the soft evening breeze. Yeah, and even the breeze feels calm tonight, like it's telling everyone, shh, it's okay, rest now. The trees swayed gently, their leaves brushing together in soft whispers that echoed across the hills. Tiny streams shimmered under the last sliver of light, reflecting the sky's soft glow. The shadows stretched lazily along the hillsides, curling and folding in a slow, hypnotic rhythm. Sleepy cutie, you can feel it too. The gentle sway of leaves, the soft shimmer of water, and the calm rhythm of a world preparing for sleep. Even the shadows are soft and quiet, stretching out in gentle comfort. In the distance, Princess Bubblegum's castle lights dimmed slowly, and the Candy Kingdom seemed to inhale a quiet sigh. Animals nestled into their dens and burrows. Even the sky seemed to lean closer, draping the land in a comforting blanket of twilight. Finn yawned, resting his head on Jake's soft shoulder. It's really peaceful, he murmured. Like everything's safe and warm, all at once. Jake curled his long body around Finn, his voice soft and steady. That's right. Every little thing in Ooh is resting now, and we can too. Above them, the first stars began to twinkle in the sky, tiny pinpricks of silver light shimmering against the deepening blue. The moon rose slowly, casting a soft, soothing glow across the land. Shadows curled closer to the ground, not sharp or alarming, but gentle and soft, like a lullaby for the world itself. Sleepy cutie, let the soft moonlight, the gentle swaying trees, and the quiet shimmer of the stars wrap around you. Imagine the whole world resting alongside you. Every creature, every leaf, every ripple of water slowing down, breathing in calm and breathing out peace. In the next part, the calm will deepen even further. Finn, Jake, and all of Ooh will drift closer into sleep, wrapped in the warm, gentle rhythm of the night. For now, rest here with them on the soft hill, letting the quiet warmth of evening and the gentle hush of the world soothe your mind. The moon rose higher in the sky, its silver light spilling across the hills, rivers, and forests of Ooh. The land seemed to breathe slowly, each tree, each stream, each hill settling into the quiet rhythm of the night. Finn and Jake lay on the soft grass of their hill, the cool breeze brushing gently across their faces. The distant hum of crickets, the rustle of leaves, and the soft sway of the treetops created a lullaby all their own. Everything's so still, Finn whispered, eyes half closed. It feels like the whole world is sleeping together. Jake curled closer, wrapping one long arm gently around Finn. Yeah, it's like we're all sharing the same quiet, the same calm, and the same peace. In the Candy Kingdom, the streets were quiet, the lamps glowing faintly through windows. The trees of the enchanted forest swayed slowly, leaves brushing together like a soft, whispered song. Even the tiniest animals, rabbits, birds, and foxes had found cozy nooks and were drifting into gentle sleep. Sleepy cutie, you can feel it too, the slow sway of the trees, the warm shimmer of lamplight, and the quiet rhythm of a world resting. Every leaf, every stream, every little creature is safe, calm, and tucked in for the night. The rivers reflected the moonlight, casting silver trails across the water. Shadows curled softly along the banks, moving lazily with the gentle current. Stars twinkled high above, tiny points of light that shimmered in slow, comforting patterns, as if the sky itself were singing a lullaby. Finn yawned softly, letting the quiet of the world fill him. "It's perfect," he whispered. "So calm, so safe, so warm." Jake nuzzled him, closing his eye. "We're all part of it," he murmured. "The whole world, breathing, resting, together." Even the soft wind carried a lullaby now, brushing gently across hills and forests, rippling through the rivers and curling around the tree fort. Every sound, every shadow, every shimmer of moonlight was part of the gentle, shared rhythm of sleep. Sleepy cutie. Imagine the whole of Ooh resting around you, warm, safe, and calm. Let the soft sway of trees, the quiet trickle of rivers, and the twinkle of distant stars carry you deeper into peace. In the next part, the land will sink even further into sleep. Finn, Jake, and all of Ooh will drift more fully into dreams, surrounded by warmth, calm, and the gentle embrace of the night. For now, rest here on the soft hill with them, letting the peaceful world of Ooh lull you gently toward sleep. The night deepened, and the land of Ooh seemed to exhale a long, slow breath. Moonlight poured gently across the forests, hills, and rivers, casting everything in soft silver. Shadows curled lazily along the ground, stretching and folding as if the world itself were wrapping in a cozy blanket. Finn and Jake lay quietly on their hill, their bodies sinking into the soft grass. The gentle hum of crickets filled the air, mingling with the soft whisper of leaves brushing in the night breeze. Every sound was calm, slow, and soothing, a lullaby for the entire world. "The night feels so warm," Finn whispered, half asleep, "like it's holding everyone safe." Jake yawned and stretched lazily, curling one long arm around Finn. "Yeah, it's like the whole world is breathing with us, slow, soft, and calm." In the distant forest, fireflies floated lazily, glowing softly like tiny lanterns guiding the way to rest. Streams shimmered in the moonlight, their gentle currents moving like soft silver ribbons. Even the mountains seemed quieter, their slopes folding into the night stillness, holding everything in gentle calm. Sleepy cutie, you can feel it too. The soft sway of trees, the gentle ripple of streams, the warm, quiet rhythm of a world preparing to sleep. Every shadow, every leaf, every flicker of light is soft, safe, and peaceful. The Candy Kingdom was quiet now. Lamps glimmered faintly through windows, and the streets were empty and calm. Even the tiniest citizens were tucked into their cozy homes, breathing slowly, in harmony with the rest of the land. Finn closed his eyes, letting the soft, steady rhythm of the night fill his chest. "It's perfect," he murmured. "Everything so calm, so safe, so warm." Above them, the stars twinkled softly, moving almost imperceptibly as if breathing alongside the land. The moon cast gentle silver patterns across the hills and forests, and the shadows curled closer to the ground, soft and welcoming. Sleepy cutie, imagine Ooh surrounding you, soft, calm, and warm. Every creature, every tree, every river is resting, breathing, and holding you in peace. Let the gentle rhythm of the world settle into your heart and mind. In the next part, Ooh will sink even deeper into rest. Finn, Jake, and all the inhabitants will drift fully into sleep, wrapped in the warm embrace of the night. For now, lie quietly on the soft hill with them, letting the gentle moonlight, the swaying shadows, and the calm hush of the world lull you closer to sleep. The land of Ooh had grown quiet. Moonlight spilled across hills, rivers, forests, and villages, bathing everything in soft silver. Shadows curled lazily along the ground, stretching and folding like gentle ribbons in the calm night. Finn and Jake lay on their hill, breathing slowly and deeply. The soft hum of crickets and the gentle rustle of leaves in the breeze created a lullaby that carried across the world. Even the wind seemed to whisper gently, wrapping the land in quiet reassurance. The whole world feels so safe tonight, Finn whispered, eyes half closed, like everything is resting together. Jake yawned and curled closer, wrapping one long arm around Finn. Yeah, it's like the night itself is holding us all, he murmured. Every creature, every tree, every little corner, all calm and warm. The Candy Kingdom glimmered faintly in the moonlight, its streets empty and peaceful. Animals had curled into cozy dens and burrows. Streams rippled slowly under the silver glow, their soft trickle blending with the gentle sway of the trees. Even the tallest mountains seemed to breathe slowly, folding into the night's hush. Sleepy cutie, you can feel it too. The slow shimmer of moonlight, the gentle ripple of streams, the soft sway of trees. The entire world is safe, warm, and calm. Every shadow, every flicker of light, every little movement is gentle, like a quiet lullaby just for you. Finn rested his head on the soft grass, eyes closing fully. It's perfect, he whispered. Everything's safe. Everything's calm. Everything's warm. Jake nuzzled him softly, letting the gentle rhythm of the night wash over them. The stars twinkled slowly above, small points of silver that pulsed softly, as if breathing alongside the land. The moonlight painted soft patterns across hills and rivers, while the shadows curled lazily, safe and gentle. Every sound of the night, the soft wind, the ripple of water, the gentle hum of crickets became part of a lullaby that stretched across the entire land of Ooh. Finn, Jake, and all the creatures of the world could rest together in a calm, warm rhythm, shared and peaceful. Sleepy cutie, imagine Ooh around you, safe, warm, and calm. Every corner of the land, every creature, and every tree and river is resting, breathing slowly, and holding you in Nafares. Let the gentle rhythm of the world flow through you, carrying you toward sleep. In the next part, the land will drift fully into sleep. Finn, Jake, and all of Ooh will be wrapped in the deep, peaceful warmth of the night, ready to carry you gently into dreams. For now, rest quietly on the soft hill with them, letting the calm, the warmth, and the hush of the world soothe your mind and body. The moon hung high in the sky, spilling soft silver light across the hills, rivers, forests, and villages of the land of Ooh. Shadows curled slowly along the ground, stretching and folding like gentle ribbons in a warm, peaceful embrace. Finn and Jake lay quietly on their hill, bodies sinking into the soft grass. Their breathing had slowed, deep and steady, in harmony with the rhythm of the resting world around them. Crickets chirped softly, leaves brushed gently in the breeze, and even the distant rivers whispered a quiet, soothing lullaby. The whole world is so calm, Finn whispered, voice soft and sleepy, like everyone, everywhere, is sleeping together. Jake yawned and wrapped his long arm gently around Finn. Yeah, every tree, every animal, every little town, all breathing slowly, resting safe and warm. The Candy Kingdom's lamps glimmered faintly in windows as the streets lay empty. Animals had curled into cozy nests, the forests were still, and the rivers reflected the soft silver moonlight like ribbons of calm. Even the mountains seemed to fold into the night, their peaks softened by the quiet hush of sleep. Sleepy cutie, you can feel it too, the soft shimmer of moonlight, the gentle sway of trees, the warm quiet of a world that is fully resting. Every shadow, every ripple, Every small movement is calm, safe, and gentle. The entire land is wrapped in a lullaby of peace. Finn and Jake closed their eyes fully, letting the gentle night settle deep into their hearts. The stars above twinkled faintly, small pulses of silver light that echoed the slow rhythm of the resting world. Every flicker of shadow, every glimmer of moonlight, every soft rustle of leaves was part of a shared lullaby carrying all of Ooh and You into sleep. The wind moved slowly, brushing softly against the trees and the grass. The rivers shimmered quietly, the forests breathed gently, and the entire land of Ooh seemed to sigh in unison. It is safe. It is warm. It is time to rest. Sleepy cutie, drift now. Let the silver moonlight, the curling shadows, and the warm hush of the world cradle you. Every corner of Ooh, every creature, every tree, every river is resting alongside you. You are safe. You are held. You are calm. Finn and Jake and all of Ooh lay wrapped in the gentle rhythm of the night, drifting fully into dreams. The world is soft, quiet, and warm, a perfect lullaby for anyone listening. Rest deeply, sleepy cutie. Let the peace of Ooh, the gentle glow of moonlight, and the hush of the sleeping world carry you into your own calm, soothing dreams.